I think we're doubled. We're doubled. Hi y'all, good morning from Sandusky, Ohio. That sun is coming up over Lake Erie as we speak, and me and you, we on a road trip today to catch them old pesky channel cats. Regular viewers of mine, you know I hate channel cats. At home anyway, but up here on Sandusky Bay, man, they get big, real big, and they're actually pretty fun to catch up here. So me and you were on this road trip. It was kind of planned, yet kind of impromptu. I had planned on coming up here at some point in the month of June, but I was looking for a window of time, 2 or 3 days with light winds, because out here on Lake Erie, man, it's a wide open. Even this area in the bay here is kind of shielded a little bit, but still, this big a waterway, man, when the wind's ripping, it can rock and roll out here. And so we needed some calm winds, and we've got that the next couple days. So me and you, we're gonna focus on them channel catch, y'all. I'm gonna put you in the chest here, and we're gonna get baited up and get to it. This is a gizzard shad I've got right here in the floor of the kayak. I've brought some shad, whole cooler full out here today. So we are not gonna be short on bait today. Now, if we have a good trip, we may be a little short on bait for tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. But we got to catch them today first. So I'm going to get baited up here. I'll show you the rigs, and then we're going to take off and get to it. So we're going to do a head and a midsection here to start with. This is kind of a downsized dragging rig from what you normally see me use. I've got some light tackle rods today, these Catfish Sumo light tackle catfish rods, but we got that head on a #1 sized thin wire hook. I've got 20-pound fluorocarbon up to a small little peg float here. That goes up to an inline dragging sinker, up to 15-pound braid, and Daiwa BG4000 reel. And I'm gonna get our other line baited up here, and then we're gonna take off. This rig here is the exact same. The peg float's a different color. They come in a little 3-pack there, all different colors, but we're just gonna run this hook through the back of that piece of shad there. Now I'm gonna get us on the move. We're gonna I'm over here, I don't know what you call this, jetty? It's a rocky shoreline, kind of in between these two bridges, and there's an open space between the two pieces of land, and there's a lot of rock in there under the water. We're gonna drag kind of up this shoreline and then across those rocks that are submerged there over toward the other shoreline. That's gonna be the plan here to start. I'm gonna get that line cast out a little bit. We're currently, you can look there on the graph, hopefully you can see we're 4 feet deep right now. So kind of shallow. I'm not gonna run these things very far behind us either. I wanna keep everything kind of close, just because I'm in my Hobie Lynx kayak today. First time I've fished in the Hobie Lynx on Sandusky Bay. And you know, most of the time when I'm in this kayak, I am suspend fishing. So we don't really have to worry about tangles. I mean, we do because of our line distance, but we don't have to worry about getting tangles just because a fish spins us. And today, when we hook up to a fish, whatever rod goes down, we're gonna get turned back in that direction and possibly all wrapped up in our other line. So we'll see how it goes with 2 rods. We may go down to 1 while we're dragging, but here's what I'm thinking. So we're fishing today and tomorrow. We've got this window with light wind, right? We'll start today dragging and see how it goes. Ideally, I'd like to fish the whole day dragging baits. Then tomorrow, spend the whole day suspending baits and kind of compare and see how do we do one technique versus the other day over day. But, you know, we out here, and if things aren't going well with this in the first hour or 2, well, maybe we switch over and suspend today. Or on the other flip side of that, maybe we have a lights out day today dragging and we do that again tomorrow. we'll just kind of let the fish tell us what we're going to do out here. It's kind of going to be a play it by ear type thing. I've not fished here since last year. I'd come up for a tournament last year, and I got 4th place in that tournament. I cashed, well, technically I cashed a check in the tournament, but I was the last cash spot, so I basically got my entry fee back. So I mean, it was nice not to lose money, you know, from the tournament entry fee standpoint, but I didn't really make out like a bandit or anything. But I have fished up here the last 2 years or 3 years now. I can't remember. 2 or 3 years I've come up here in the summer. And when the catfish are on the nest back home, it's a good time to come up here because of the climate difference. A lot of these fish won't be on the nest yet. So we can come up here, hopefully catch a bunch of fish, maybe catch some big fish, and have us a day, have us a couple days in this instance. So here's what I'm gonna do, y'all. Y'all are on this road trip with me. We're vacationing together. I'm gonna leave the camera rolling and just bring you with me for it. At least a few hours of it here. Actually, you know what I need to do first? Bear with me here, folks. Cameraman of the year, didn't plug the battery pack in. There we go. I'm gonna just leave the camera rolling here till it goes dead, which is usually about 4 hours on this camera and battery pack setup. And we'll reevaluate after that and see what we need to do for tomorrow. So right now I've got my little electric motor going, and we can pedal if we need to as well to supplement, but 0.3, I'm gonna crank us up just a little bit. I'd like to be moving about 0.5 through here. Let me show you this too. If you notice, my map card area is blank. And we might as well, matter of fact, we might as well just switch off that and just go to sonar here, because apparently my map card, I got this little graph. Lowrance, what is that, a hook? Hook reveal something, another 5, I guess. I got that last year on sale at the Bass Pro. I think it was around this time last year, actually. It was around the Father's Day sale at Bass Pro. And I got that thing put on here, and I got a little Navionics card. Navionics chip. It's got a map card in there. Well, them damn Navionics, God forbid they give you a card that's got all the lakes and rivers across the world on it. Hell no, you got to buy it regionally. Well, I guess Sandusky Bay ain't in the region I got, because it's blank. So we're going map cardless today, but out here, honestly, for what we're going to be doing today, we don't really need it, because I know I'm going to work the shoreline to start. I'm kind of getting us off of it a little bit. I don't see anybody out here fishing off the bank right now, but if there is somebody down through here I just don't have eyes on, maybe they're up on the roadway there and they've got lines in the water or something, I don't want to cross them up. I want to give them some space. So we're just going to kind of pull ourselves off the shoreline a little bit, drag down through here, go across the channel, and work a little bit down that other shoreline there. And that's, we're taking this path to start with, and then we'll see how we do. In the tournament last year, I had fished a few different places. I had went over on the other side of that bridge and started my day. Then I come across, and I finally started hooking my better quality fish between these two land masses. I don't know what the hell these things are called. I'm wanting to say jetty, but I don't know if that's the word for it. But nevertheless, all that scattered rock between these two, kind of in the middle of the channel there, that's where I was getting my better quality fish. I wasn't getting a lot of fish. It wasn't great numbers that particular day, if memory serves me, but every time I would make a pass, I would get a 30+ inch channel cat, which was, you know, that's a really good quality channel cat. Back home, I absolutely hate channel cats, and you regular viewers, my regular fishing buddies on here, you know it. I gripe about them things all the time when they steal my bait at home or chew up my baits, and we pull them up when they're weigh a pound, 2 pounds. But that's the difference in Sandusky Bay and my home waters. At home, blue cats and flatheads kind of rule the roost, and the channel cats, they just don't get very big. I mean, sure, occasionally you will catch a decent channel cat at home. I've probably in my life caught 4 or 5 that were I don't know, 8 to 10 pound range maybe at home over my lifetime. But you come up here, and if you're in one of the Kayak Catfish tournaments up here, the last few years, man, if you got 5 30-inch fish on your score, you're beat. You lose. I mean, because you're just going to get better quality channel cats here. There's some, last year there's a fella caught one that's over 40 inches. I mean, that's a dang big channel cat, man. So they're bigger up here. This is a trophy channel cat fishery. And even for somebody like me that hates channel cats, as much as it pains me to say it, I enjoy fishing up here. So, you know, it's a long drive from my house. It's about 8 hours, could be more depending on traffic, but it's about 8 hours to get here. This ain't a quick trip for me. So I drove up yesterday, left my house about noon, and got up here. I had to make a couple stops before I got on the interstate at home, but I got up here about 8:30 last night. I didn't get held up very much, and spent the night. And then so my plan is we're going to fish this morning here for a little while. I'm going to go grab some lunch. I'll probably come back this afternoon, get a little me time fishing in, just a little off-camera day. Plus, after I've talked for however long we fish here this morning, 4 hours or so until the battery goes dead, I'm going to be talked out after that, folks. But tomorrow, I'll come out and fish tomorrow morning, and then whenever I finish up tomorrow morning, I'm going to drive back home. So it's kind of a quick turnaround trip. I'm filming this video on a Wednesday, tomorrow obviously Thursday. Friday, the wind is supposed to be real bad up here. But I looked at the forecast and I saw we have 2 days here of minimal wind. It's like 5 to 7 miles an hour it's calling for both days. And I'm like, we can work with that. That's very doable. That's manageable. It's just when you get wind that's 10 plus out here, it can be, man, I'm telling you, it can be rocking and rolling. There's some, I don't know if I got video of it or not in an actual video, but I remember I filmed it. But it was the first year I came up here. That first year they had a tournament up here, I'd come up here. It was my first time on Sandusky Bay, and I'd come up a few days early to pre-fish it. And one day, the wind was it was unbearable. Like, you just couldn't get on the water. And it was like the damn ocean. I mean, I went around that day, I just took an opportunity to go look at some different boat launches just to see where I might want to go on tournament day, see how long it would take me to get there from the hotel I was staying at, etc. And man, you just look out there and you're like, my gosh, it's the ocean. You know, that's what it looked like, but it was just from the wind. But you can see here though, I mean, just look around now, like it's calm. It's calm out here now. I can feel the wind blowing in my face, but we're kind of going into the wind right now, which is going to help us control our speed as far as the dragging speed goes. And even though I feel the wind on my face, like you can see the water, like it's not really making an impact on it at all. So if it'll just stay like this for today and tomorrow, we're going to be fine. I don't know how many fish we're going to catch, but or how big a fish we're going to catch, but we'll be fine at least from having the opportunity to catch them. But yeah, I'm excited to be up here, y'all. I can't believe I'm saying that. I never thought I'd say I'm excited to go catch a channel cat, but it is nice to get on the road and see some different waters again. My wife, of course, I had told her along, you know, when I was kind of planning out my year, that in June I was going to be coming up here. But she didn't know when, and so yesterday morning I got up and I was looking through my phone there, seeing what our weather was looking like at home and what it was looking like around other places. And I pulled up the forecast here and I was like, honey, I love you, but I'll see you in about 3 days. So she understands. She's very, very understanding with that kind of thing. So, Me and you, we up here, folks. It's me and you up here on this trip. Me and you and the people at the Comfort Inn staying in the room next to me. God almighty, that's so far the worst part of the trip has been the Comfort Inn. I'm staying over here at the Comfort Inn in Sandusky. It's about 15 minutes from where I launched today. And let me show you this, how I launched. Right now we're in an area called, well, it's just between the bridges. When you hear people talk about Sandusky Bay, you'll oftentimes hear people fishing between the bridges. So you got the railroad bridge over here to our right, and on the other side of this land over here, you'll see it when we come around here, there's the highway bridge. And so this area is kind of more protected from the wind when it is blowing, but there is a boat launch over here that makes this area very easy access. Now you got to pay for it. It's $15 a day, which is highway robbery, if you ask me, to use a damn boat launch. But nevertheless, it does put you right here in this area between the bridges. But anyway, I was staying at the Comfort Inn. It's about 15 minutes from here. And I had stayed there before because it's a more than anything with the hotel, it's a nice parking lot. Like when I didn't bring the trailer this time because I just throw this kayak in the back of the truck. But when I have my bigger kayak and I need the trailer, what I do is I look for hotels that's got big parking lots, you know, somewhere you can actually park a trailer. And the Comfort Inn, you can do that. You can park easily there. So anyway, I had history at that hotel, and so I stayed there again. And the hotel itself, it's nice enough. It's nothing fancy. It's cheap. Well, I say cheap. It's like $80 a night. But I mean, for hotel purposes, I mean, if you got an $80 room and the sheets are clean, and you don't see roaches around the place, that's a win. So I stayed there again. And the room, don't get me wrong, the room is nice. It's nice enough. The hotel's nice enough. Check-in was easy enough. But the people next door to me last night, y'all, some dude is in there. It's a dude and a woman. I don't know if it's boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. I don't know the dynamics of the relationship. But the walls are paper thin in this place. So I can hear their whole conversations, the TV going, and it wasn't like they were cranking up the volume. It's just normal volume. I'm hearing everything on there. And of course, they stay up way later than I typically do, so they were keeping me up over there. But dude just kept whistling last night. He's a whistler. And I'm not talking about like, and I can't even imitate it because I can't whistle. I've never been able to whistle. I just can't do it. Physically, I can't do it for some reason. But he would just like whistle tunes from time to time throughout the TV show they were watching. It was completely irrelevant to the show they were watching. He was just, I think it's just something he does. I think he just whistles. And I got so annoyed with it. I didn't do it, thankfully. I'd have probably got shot in the face, but I wanted to go over there and just beat on the wall and be like, dude, shut the hell up, stop whistling. But I guess I wasn't the only one annoyed with it because, I mean, again, I could hear everything going on in the other room, and I'll tell you what I didn't hear going on was them getting it on, if you know what I mean. So apparently he whistled his way out of her britches last night, if you know what I mean, because nothing went down in that room. So I think he messed himself up doing all that damn whistling. I hope they check out and leave, though, today. I hope they're not there again tonight. I'd like to get a good night's sleep. I feel like I'm running on empty out here. I was up a little later anyway because of them, and then you know how it is when you're trying to sleep in a bed that's not your own. You don't always get the best night's rest anyway, so I'd like to hopefully sleep a little better tonight. Y'all don't give a crap about that though, but by gosh, you're on this road trip with me. You're going to hear all the nonsense that happens, good or bad, fishing related or not. Me and you, we on this trip together. When I do these unedited, uncut videos like this, you're here for the whole experience, whether it's a great experience or the worst day of your life. Of course, if it's the worst day of your life, you can always just click off. You can go about your day. You don't have to sit through this with me, and we're we're in it together as long as you choose to be. I'm in it out here regardless. But I think we're going to have a good day. At some point out through here, we're going to run into some fish. If you're seeing this video, it means we got on some fish today. I don't know where, when, how many, what size, etc. But we got some fish if you're seeing this. I'm not going to post a skunk video. But I just, this area, and I don't know why this bay has as many fish as it does, but when they move in here in the spring, I guess to spawn, there's just a lot of fish in here. And, you know, of course, Lake Erie, it's one of the Great Lakes. It's a huge body of water anyway. So I'm sure there's a lot of catfish out in the main lake as well. But this bay in particular, there's a lot of channel cat activity. I couldn't tell you what the rest of the year's like. I've only fished up here kind of in the late spring, early summer time period. That's when because I've only come up here in the past for either to fish the tournaments or to get ready to fish the tournaments. So I can't really speak to how it is in the other time periods of the year. I've heard in the winter all this freezes over up here. If you want to fish here in the winter, you got to do some of that ice fishing stuff, which you ain't going to see me doing. If I'm traveling in the winter, I'm going south somewhere warm. Hell, it's colder than what I wanted to be up here this morning. I ain't out here in flip-flops, folks, today. I'll tell you that. It was like 59 degrees this morning in June. I guess that's just normal climate up here this time of year. I don't know what they normally run. It's supposed to be warm this afternoon, going to be in the 70s. So it's going to heat up fast, be a nice day. But when I walked out of the hotel, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I brought these boots. But we got, as far as our bait situation, here's what I'm thinking. So right now we've got, and I'll show you here, back in my cooler, we got this for bait. We've got shad, various sizes in here. The one we cut earlier was probably 8-inch range. We've got some 4 to 6 inch range, and then we've got some smaller. So we've got a lot of options to offer them, and we've got quite a bit of it. Now, if the shad just isn't getting it done for us, or if we burn through a lot of it today, I may this afternoon, I got to go to Walmart anyway, look for some wrestling figures. I may pick us up some chicken breast. I don't like using chicken back home. You all have heard me go on about that. I will use it from time to time. But for me back home, it's mostly a small fish bait. It's small blues and channel cats that will eat it. Well, up here, when we're trying to catch channel cats, it makes for an easy bait to use. I mean, you just go to the grocery store there, go to Walmart, pick you up a pack, and you got plenty of bait. And so I may pick up some of that this afternoon, depending on how we do on the shad today, and we might use that tomorrow. I don't have any chicken with us today, of course, but we may use that tomorrow. I've done decent up here on the chicken in times past when I've come up here. So the nice thing about channel cats, again, I can't believe I'm saying anything nice about them at all, but when it comes to targeting them, fishing for them, one of the positives of them is they're not very discriminatory, if I get my words out. Struggling today, thanks to the Whistler at the Comfort Inn. They'll eat pretty much anything. Now, you're going to do better on some baits than others, and they'll have their times where they're preferring one bait over another, just like every fish would. But if you come out here with chicken, if you come out here with shad, bluegill, drum, whatever, you're going to have a reasonable expectation of catching some fish. So whatever's legal to use, they're probably going to eat it. Now, here in Ohio, if this is somewhere, now if you live up here, you already know all this crap. If you're traveling up here, And this is kind of a vacation destination spot for people to come up here. One, for the channel cat fishery. Two, there is a big amusement park. I want to call it Cedar Rapids, but I don't think that's it. Is it Cedar Point? Does that sound familiar? It's Cedar something. But there's a big amusement park up here. So there's stuff to do. If you're coming up here, you're bringing your wife, your kids, whatever, you go fishing, they go to the amusement park, everybody's happy. But if you're coming up here to fish, you obviously need a Ohio license if you're coming in out of state. But you got to keep in mind too the rod limitations. Now it don't apply to us, what we're doing today, because I ain't fishing but 2 rods anyhow. That's all. And I don't even know, we'll see how we do with the first fish when we hook it. We may go down to 1 rod dragging here just because of this kayak getting spun so easily when we hook up. But if you're in a boat, Ohio has a limit, 3 rods per person. So keep that in mind. You come up here, you don't want to be busted fishing more. And I don't know why they have that rule. It seems like a silly rule. They allow commercial fishing, which people who catfish on the Ohio River, they've complained about for years because they claim that the commercial fishing has damaged the blue cat population. They don't catch as many fish, they don't catch as big a fish as what they used to, and they claim it's the commercial fishermen who have done that. I can't speak to the accuracy of that or not. I'm not in that world up here, so I don't know how it was before there was a problem, in other words. So I can't speak to it. I can tell you though, firsthand, when I have fished the Ohio River myself, I left each time feeling unimpressed. Like, if I never fished the Ohio River again, it wouldn't hurt my feelings, because there just wasn't anything about it that was... there was nothing about my experience on any of the sections, and I fished that tournament in Owensboro, Kentucky on that stretch of the river. I think it was 2 years ago we had that tournament. And I finished second place by catching 3 dinks. I cashed a check with it was like the lowest score I've ever posted to cash in a tournament. I can't remember what my score was, but it was a pretty awful score. Still cashed a check. And I've also fished the area up by Rising Sun, Indiana. And every time I've left the Ohio River, I've just been like, yeah, not impressed. So, I don't know. I don't know what caused the decline in the fishery here, or if there truly has been a decline, because I didn't fish it before to know what it was like. It seems like with the size of the river and all that, like it seems like you should be seeing more big fish caught more frequently than what you do on the Ohio River. So I would assume there's some kind of problem. What's causing it, I don't know. But nevertheless, the point I was getting at to try to make, commercial fishermen, they're allowed to put out their nets and take a bunch of fish and all that. Why the hell are recreational fishermen, the people who are providing the bulk of the income to the Game and Fishery Wildlife Department through the sale of fishing license? I mean, it's the recreational fishermen who pay the bulk of the money that they receive. There's not that many commercial fishermen, and you compare how few commercial fishermen they are with the price of their license versus how many thousands upon thousands of recreational fishermen they are with the price of their license, plus people like me who come in from out of state and pay for the out of state license to recreational fish here. You would think they would take better care of the recreational fishermen and lessen some of the regulations upon upon us. Now, again, I don't personally care because, hell, I never fish with, most of the time now I'm fishing with 2 rods. I never fish with more than 4 anyway, even in my big kayak. That's all I do. So, I mean, it's not a huge hindrance to me. But if you're somebody in a boat and you want to, and you're out there by yourself and you want to pull planer boards or something and fish with 6 or 8 rods, it's not my cup of tea. I don't want to do it. I don't like planer board fishing personally. But hell, if you're buying a fishing license and you want to, I feel like you ought to be able to do it. I don't feel like the state, with them allowing the commercial fishermen to do what they do, I don't feel like they should limit you if you want to fish 8 rods or 10 rods off your boat. If you want to go through the hassle of doing that, more power to you. But you can't. So keep that in mind. You come up here, it's 3 rods per person. So you got your girlfriend or wife out there on the boat with you, you can technically have 6 rods. But if you by yourself, you better keep it to 3. But we're just going to fish 2 today, me and you, and at least to start. I have dragged baits. Well, I'll say this. When I'm in my bigger kayak with the bow mount motor, and when I've come up here in the past, I've had that kayak with me, right? And you might hear that train over there, folks. That train's going across the tracks and the bridges over there, so that's what that noise is if it's picking up on the microphone. But when I've come up here in the past and I've had my other kayak with the bow mount motor, it's got those GPS functions that basically drive for you. You set your speed, you set your direction, and then you just go. And the motor will compensate for the speed change. So if you get a big gust of wind in your face and it slows you down, the motor will speed up to compensate for the wind. Or if you hook up to a big fish on your left rod and it starts spinning you to the left, the motor will speed up and pull you back straight again, right? So it keeps you from getting spun around and tangled up in your lines. Now, when I have fished in the past, when I first started dragging baits in a kayak, I was still just pedals only. Didn't even have a motor at the time. And then once I added a motor, it was stern mount motor. So what would happen, whether you're pedaling or running a stern mount motor like we're doing today, when you get hooked up to a fish, it's going to pull you back into the side. And your second line, if you got a bunch of line out, that's why I'm running these kind of close behind us here today. Now, when we get out here in deeper water, we may have to let out a little bit more line to compensate for that. But you end up just getting wrapped up on the other line. So I haven't played much with dragging at all in the links. But when I've done it, it's been 1 rod. So we'll see how it goes today with this. We'll see how the first fish goes. And if it's too big of a problem, we'll go down to fishing 1 rod. But this Hobie Lynx, part of the reason why I love it so much is because of how it gets spun around so easy when you hook up to a big fish. I love getting towed around. That's part of the fun of kayak fishing. And this particular kayak makes it even more fun. Like, I enjoy kayak fishing so much more. I enjoy it anyway. I love it. But I just enjoy it so much more in this platform. This is my favorite kayak that I've ever had. But the thing I love the most about it is kind of a problem when it comes to this particular technique. The advantage of fishing out of this kayak becomes a disadvantage with this technique, if that makes sense. Like the maneuverability of it, when you are fishing in tight spaces Like if I'm ultralight fishing or something and I'm working around the shoreline, in and around trees and whatnot, having that maneuverability, that's awesome. Or you hook up to a big fish and he spins you in circles and tows you all over creation. That's a blast. That's a lot of fun. But when the wind blows, the whole design that allows you to get towed all over creation when you hook up to a big fish, it also allows you to get blown all over creation when the wind's blowing hard. Or if you dragging baits and you hook up to a fish that makes a hard run on one side, you know, like, so it's a pro and a con at the same time, depending on what you're doing or what kind of conditions you're in, etc. So I've not been up here in this kayak before. So we're just kind of out here experimenting, and it'll either work out or it won't. If it don't pan out for us, dragging with 2, we'll go down to 1. If dragging just as a technique don't work out for us up here today, then we'll switch over and suspend. You know, we'll try to adapt to the fish best we can. I'm hoping to come up here and have a good trip, even though we're doing a little bit of experimenting with the kayak and all. But I still want us to have a good trip up here. We're also too, we are kind of playing with the rigs a little bit. So it's a downsized rig from what when you've seen me drag with my heavy gear. And if you've watched my trips up here in the past, it's what I've used. But when well, these fishermen over on the other side of that shoreline over there, I'm glad we were dragging this side. Well, I'm not glad we're dragging this side anyway, because we ain't catch no fish coming up there. I'm seeing some stuff right here now, though. Look at that. I don't know if you can see with the glare. The screen's dirty. There's some marks right there. I don't know what they are. 14 feet now. We're starting to fall off as we go between the pieces of land here. But anyhow, when I fish with the heavier gear and I'm running dragon rigs, I'm usually running 80-pound leaders and 10-aught size hooks. This trip with the lighter gear, I had some 20-pound fluoro. I'm like, let's use it, and we'll use the thinner wire hooks that I've come to like when doing the light tackle fishing. And since I'm running shad, I mean, even we cut these larger shad in half even, like they're still a very lightweight bait. It doesn't take a big peg float to float that. So we're just running the smaller floats on there. We're going to try these rigs out and see how they go. I think, I mean, they should do okay, but we'll see, and we'll see how it compares to previous trips when I've dragged with the heavier stuff. I don't know if it'll make a difference at all in the catch rate or not with the channel cats, because again, they don't seem to be very discerning, I guess would be the word. You know, they don't seem to be very picky about much of anything. But I used to think that about blue cats too, and my opinion has kind of changed on that a little bit. I wonder if we should let out just a little bit more line maybe now. You think we should? Since we're going off a little deeper, well, maybe let out a little bit more as we get over here, and then reel in a little bit more when we come back up on the other side and are a little shallower again. So I'm seeing some stuff on fish here kind of closer to the bottom as we're making our way out through here. So I'd like to have a little bit of distance between our baits and the kayak, but I don't know that that's necessarily important anymore, and I'll tell you why. So this is the point I was about to make. As you see some Well, you probably can't see the glare and the dirty screen, but there's a fish, there's a fish, there's a fish. We're currently 14 feet. But here's something I've noticed, and I kind of had an epiphany, an awakening, a realization. What's the word I'm looking for here? I had a moment of clarity, okay, folks? It kind of just hit me one day recently. I was out on the water and I was thinking how stupid I was that particular day. I'm going to kick back and relax here till we hook into something. Because here's the thing, and you all that have been with me a while have heard me say this numerous times throughout the years, and it's something that, it's something I believed. It's something I proved to be true just through trial and error. But it's not true anymore. And it's suspend fishing in shallow water. So here's the thing. I had always kind of believed that I needed at least 20 feet of water to suspend fish. There were certain times and places where I would suspend and catch fish in, say, 15 to 17 feet of water, mostly in the spring. Spring in certain creeks, there were shallower creeks, I could bust some fish with the heavy gear in 17 feet of water, 15 to 17 feet in that depth. But for the most part, when I would try to suspend in the shallower depths like that, under 20 feet, I just didn't do any good. I wouldn't catch very many fish or catch any fish at all. Like, it just wasn't worth doing. And so I'd gotten away from it completely. And so you've heard me say numerous videos throughout the years that I just don't like suspending baits in less than 20 feet of water. It's something that I had come to believe as being true because I had proven it to myself. Okay. Fast forward to last year and now this year, where I've been using the lighter gear and lighter rigs when I'm suspend fishing. And guess what's happening? I'm catching fish, lots of fish and big fish in shallow water. I've had some days where I have caught fish suspending directly under the kayak in like 12 feet of water. Big fish. And doing some reflecting upon this, it kind of hit me. I was like, my heavy gear limited those shallower water bites. When you're fishing in, because here's what I had always equated it to. Shadows. Oh, a little bump there, something hit us. There's a sign of life, folks. We had a tap. I'll be damned. Just a tease, but at least it was something. I hope we do good right here. Honestly, I hope between these two land masses, I hope we're going to catch some fish. This is the area I done well in the tournament last year. So we'll see. There must be some current coming in. It's almost like a tide situation here. The current flows in one direction for a while and it flows back out. But we're getting pushed off of where we need to be. I want to be between the two land masses. And I looked over, I thought we were going toward the other land, and we was, but we had drifted off of this one. So we're going to get turned a little bit and get back on the path I want us to be on. But here's the thing, like, I had always thought that it was the shadow, because where I'm fishing back home, oftentimes, if we haven't had much rain, the water will be clear, and that's been the case. There was a lot. We've had some rain recently at home, But in the spring, we had a very dry spring, and it was clear water conditions. I mean, it wasn't uncommon to have 4 or 5 feet of visibility. I mean, the water was that clear. And when you're fishing in, say, 12, 15 feet of water, and you've got a sunny day, you're going to have a big shadow as your kayak drifts over fish. So if you're fishing vertical, my thought was always that, like, I'm going to spook them fish with the kayak. Well, this year, I was fishing in a shallower section of the river, and it was even more shallow than usual because of the drought conditions. And I'm busting big fish. And I've went out other times and I've busted big fish. And that's when it kind of hit me. I'm like, well, it wasn't the shadow. It wasn't the shadow that was spooking fish when I was drifting in the shallows. Hell no, it wasn't a shadow. It was my gear. That big heavy line, when I'm running my heavy rigs, I'm using 40-pound main line. I'm using 80-pound leaders. I'm using the big 10-aught size hooks. I'm like, I bet they're seeing all that. In that clear water, I bet they're seeing that heavy line and heavy gear. And they're turned off by it. They know something ain't right. But since I've been using the lighter gear, I'm catching fish in those situations now. We're doing good. So, like, it really opened my eyes, and it changed my mind on how I've been doing things. And so now I've kind of gotten a ton of confidence suspending baits in the shallower depths, just because of how well I've done really this year. So we're going to be doing more of it, but you come out here, like right now, we're 14 feet. Normally, I would like to be running these lines much further back, but I just don't feel compelled to anymore. I don't think it's going to make a difference. I really don't. I think probably before it was all just logic and reasoning, what you do in your mind, when you're trying to rationalize something, seems logical. But it's one of them things I think over time now, I've disproved to myself, even though I believed it to be true. I mean, if you'd asked me, go back a year and a half, 2 years ago, before all this light tackle stuff, before I started doing that, if you had asked me about it, I would have told you with conviction not to suspend in less than 20 feet of water. Now I've completely changed my mind on that. So that's just one of them things, man. You live and you learn. We all develop beliefs and confidence in certain things just through our own experience, right? Like we prove and disprove things to ourselves all the time with our life experience, what happens to us, what we learn and figure out with what we do in every aspect of life, not just fishing. But there also comes times too where you get new information, or here's a great example. Okay, here's a great example for you. When live scope technology come out, look at how many crappie fishermen changed how they were doing things. I mean, my gosh, used to people, crappie fishermen, you talk about people that fish with a lot of rods. Man, you'd have the spider rigging people, they would have them big long rods, and they'd have a bunch of them off the front of their boat. Or you'd have the long line troller guys, and they'd have a bunch of rods off their boat. Now, yeah, sure, there's still some people that still do those techniques. But most of the time now, if a person has a live scope they're fishing with one rod. And what they'll all tell you, all them live scope fellas will tell you that's been fishing there with a live scope for a little while. Oh, if we got one, oh, he dropped it. Thought we was gonna catch us one, folks. We got a pile of fish right there. I brought our anchor too. I got half of mine, just drop that anchor right there on all them fish. I don't know what they are. It could be drum even. We'll see here. I mean, gosh almighty, we're almost an hour into this. He's gonna hit it again. Dang fish broke my train of thought. But I mean, if you had asked me a couple years ago, man, I'd have told you, don't waste your time. But now if you ask me, I'll be like, yeah, go do it, but just do it with lighter gear. And so I think blue cats, even though historically we've believed, or I've believed, they're not line shy. And gosh, I mean, we've proven enough, we've caught enough big catfish that have eaten baits on 100-pound leaders and shark hooks. And the trot line people have caught enough fish, and the limb line people, they're using big line, big hooks. Like, they obviously will eat heavy line, heavy hooks. There's going to be times when they're going to eat that. And so the culture, the mindset was always, well, they're not line shy at all. That's what I would tell people. Like, I use heavy leaders because they ain't line shy. It don't matter. I think maybe it does. Maybe not all the time. But I think there are situations where maybe it does matter. I mean, there's situations where it matters if you are anchored and your bait's setting still, or you're actively moving. You can be on the same fish, like these fish right here. Look, all these fish right here we're seeing, right? We're pulling our baits through them right now. We had one tap a minute ago, right? It may be a situation where today they just don't want an actively moving bait. Maybe if we dropped anchor right here and set still, we might catch them. Other days, you can be sitting on a pile of fish, anchored on them, your bait's sitting there, they won't touch it. But you come through them same fish again with that bait actively moving, pulling through it, they'll tear it up. They're like that, man. Sometimes they want a bait that's moving, sometimes they want it setting still. Nothing is set in stone permanently, And I think it's probably that way with your line size and your hook size too. Like, there's going to be times when they're super aggressive and actively feeding and they don't care. They would eat anything down there. You could have a damn rope attached to it. They're going to eat it anyway if it's a piece of food. But then there are other times where maybe it does matter. And the bottom line of all of it is, like, if you are using light tackle all the time, well, the days they're super aggressive and going to eat anything, you're still going to get bit. The days where they're a little lethargic or less likely to eat something on the heavier gear, you're going to be prepared for that too. So bear with me a second here, folks. I ain't going to blow my nose in the microphone, but I do need to get some snot out of here. It's cooler temperatures, man, messing with the sinuses. I just can't believe, I don't know what all those are. I mean, it could be anything. Could be drum, could be carp. And I mean, we've pulled through a lot of that now. You can see we've covered quite a bit of water here. We just ain't working out. We probably need to switch our baits. We've been at this as long as we have. Let's, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's get one of these. And then let's also get, let's try this. We're gonna mix up our bait size a little bit. We'll cut this one in half. Well, half to 3/4. And this one here, we'll just cut the tail off. They're not too much difference in size, but they are a little bit different. Let's reel this in. We're gonna at least make our way over to the other side. Go up that shoreline a little bit. And then we'll reevaluate. If this ain't working out, if we ain't caught nothing by the time we get over to the other side, we're gonna mix things up. I'd hope to drag today and suspend tomorrow, but you know, if the fish, if they ain't hitting this for us, and I mean, we've been at this damn near an hour now. If this ain't working, then we ain't gonna ride it out all day. All right. Yeah, we've been running. I wouldn't say these are big baits, but they're about as big. I mean, that one shad there is about as big as we could run. But see, these smaller hooks, we can run a bait like the size we had, or I can put on a shad like that. And we'll see. We'll see if this does anything for us. All right, we rebaited back in the game here. Still seeing a bunch of stuff, man. Still seeing them down there. We just ain't catching them. We'll keep making our way along here. We're moving about 0.4, 0.5. There's all kinds of stuff though, man. Last year, when I was catching them big fish here, I mean, you can review the video, but like, it was pretty much, I'd make a pass between the land here on each side, and I'd catch fish. I'd go back and do it again, I'd catch another fish. I wasn't just tearing them up left and right. I mean, you hear stories of Sandusky Bay and people just reeling in one fish after another. And I've had a couple instances up here in times past where that's been me too. Like, you'll be on just a school of them and you can't keep a line in the water. But I've also had some other times up here too where it's like this, where you're moving quite a bit and covering some water and not catching anything. Or I've been anchored and either you're not catching diddly poo and then the bite turns on, or you're on a good bite and then they just move, they're gone, and now you're sitting there twiddling thumbs. So it's not just constant action all the time. You got to find actively feeding fish. Well, there was something big splashed right there. I don't know what that was. But again, if you're seeing this, even though we've started out slow, I can assure you at some point we got on some fish today. I don't know how many or how big, but at some point in this video, you may just have to fast forward till you get to them if you're just here for the fishing. This trip today, though, when we're coming at you unedited, I'm trying to bring you with me on the trip. Even through all my sniffles and snotting here. You know what it was? I didn't take my allergy medicine today. That's what it was. one of y'all was a real friend, you'd go back to the hotel and get it for me. Let me get a swig of water here. Yeah, I mean, there's just a bunch of activity right here. I just have to wonder, is it our presentation, our speed, technique, bait, like what? Because I mean, you would think hell, a drum might be interested in this too. I don't know. There's something down there though. It's either catfish or it's food for catfish, so we'll make our way. We're just gonna make our way over here to the other side and we'll reevaluate from there. Right now though, I'll tell you, right now I'm leaning toward mixing things up very soon. Because I really thought by now we would have a fish. We could have stayed at home in Tennessee 8 hours away and not caught fish. We didn't have to drive all the way up here to not catch something. Fishing's my main plan up here. I don't have any other activities or anything. I'm not going over here to the amusement park. I'm not visiting anyone up here. I'm here to fish. But I did go to Walmart last night when I got in town. There's one about half a mile from where I'm staying. And I went over there to check out the wrestling figure situation. I didn't find any wrestlers there. Well, they had Nikolai Volkov and George Animal Steel. I'm into them Superstars figures. Y'all have heard me talk about this. WWE Superstars, they're kind of like a He-Man body style action figure, but the wrestling figures. And Walmart distribution on them is terrible. Some Walmarts get them, some don't. Some Walmarts might get this wave of figures, and then they won't get another wave of figures for 3 or 4 series later. So you can't just go to your local Walmart and get these things. You have to end up going to a bunch of different Walmarts to try to track them down. It's really obnoxious. And since I'm up here, I'm like, well, I'm going to swing by that Walmart there by the hotel last night. No such luck, but there's another Walmart, I think it's closer to here than my hotel. So I'm going to go there and possibly get us some chicken breast and look for the next series of wrestlers they're out. I'm seeing social media posts of people finding them, but I haven't found them yet. So y'all keep your eyes peeled out there. Hopefully by the time you see this video, I've done found them. Walmart though, man, their distribution, I don't understand it. It's awful. I don't get it. They're kind of killing this line of figures. There's a bunch of people, and y'all don't give a crap about this, but if you were out here really fishing with me today, this is the kind of crap you'd be hearing me talking about. But they're so dumb with how they do it. And I've seen a lot of people say they've just give up. Like they like this line of figures. They enjoy them. But they're so frustrated with how Walmart does it that they've just quit. And the reasoning I've heard for some Walmarts not getting each wave of figures is they have to sell out of the current figures they have before it triggers something in their computer system to send more. So if they end up with a bunch of unpopular figures that sit on the shelf for a year, 2, 3 years, however the hell long, it'll be that long before they get the next shipment in. And so what happens is WWE will make figures of guys that collectors like myself will buy, but the general public won't. And so a prime example of that was Well, it's not the last. They're on Series 18. Series 18 is supposedly out in stores now. You can get them overseas. The scalpers have them on eBay, but nobody's seen Series 18 anywhere in the United States. Same with Series 17 that came out a few months ago. And Series 16, which is just now hitting the stores that I'm looking for, the scalpers had those back last fall. The last series that I found was Series 15, and I found those like last September's when they hit the stores back home. But let me break this down for you here, because this kind of thing drives me insane. And I know most of you don't give a crap about this, but if you listen to this video, you watch this video, this is what you stuck with, folks, because I'm about to go on a rant on this. Okay, so when Walmart gets a shipment of these figures in, they get a box of them. It's got one figure each of the set, okay? So if they get one box in, then they get one of each figure, whatever. They get two boxes, two sets, whatever, right? It is a stupid business model. That is dumb for them to do that. And here's why. So the last series I found, Series 15 in stores, let me walk you through who was in it. You had Ultimate Warrior, Stone Cold Steve Austin, George the Animal Steele, and Nikolai Volkov. As a collector, as an old school wrestling fan, I want all of them. I was going to buy all 4 of those figures, and I did. Okay. The thing is, though, not everybody is that hardcore collector. Not everybody's going to buy all 4 of them. And so when you've got figures in that line like Ultimate Warrior, Stone Cold Steve Austin, they're going to sell more. I mean, think about this, folks. Go with me on this. Who the hell's buying action figures these days? It ain't the kids, especially when these things are 20 bucks a pop. It ain't the kids buying them. It's adults. It's grown-ass adults like myself who's in his 40s, midlife crisis, we're nostalgic, we're yearning for our youth, and we're going back and buying action figures. We're reliving our childhood. We are the ones who are buying these figures. Okay, so if you get that collector person like myself, yeah, I'm going to buy Nikolai Volkov. But you take an average casual person who's not going to buy the whole series, they're just going to buy the figures that bring back childhood memories, right? Somebody they were a fan of when they were a kid. Well, when I was a kid, when I was 7, 8 years old, the Ultimate Warrior, my gosh, man, was there anybody more popular than the Ultimate Warrior when I was like 8 years old? I mean, his entrance music, running to the ring, shaking the ropes, the face paint, man, I was an Ultimate Warrior kid. Then when I was a teenager, Stone Cold Steve Austin, man, he might have been the most popular, forget wrestling, he might have been the most popular person on the planet when wrestling was hot during that time period there, late 90s. Everybody knew Stone Cold Steve Austin, even if you wasn't a wrestling fan. So fast forward to today, you got 4 figures on a shelf. Stone Cold, Ultimate Warrior, George Animal Steele, Nikolai Volkov. You get a casual person walking through the toy department at Walmart, or maybe somebody's there, they're in the toy department with their kid. They see Stone Cold or Ultimate Warrior, and it's going to trigger something in them. Oh, we had a hit. We had a tap. I wish one of you would eat it already. I'm ready to reel in a fish. Just a tap. But you get that person in the toy department with their kid. They're not a wrestling figure collector. They maybe don't even like action figures. They're just a casual person. They're in the department with their child, and they see the Ultimate Warrior or Stone Cold, and it sparks that nostalgia. It brings back something from their childhood, and they make an impulse buy. An impulse buy. Like, oh, I'll get that figure. That'll be cool. I'll put that on my shelf in an office, or I'll put that on my desk at work. Something like that. Well, guess what? They're going to do that for Ultimate Warrior. They're going to do that for Stone Cold. You know who they're not going to do that for? Nikolai Volkov. Okay, because he wasn't that, and no disrespect to Nikolai Volkov. He was a fine wrestler. His figure they've made looks amazing. It's a great looking figure. I'm happy with it. But he's not going to resonate with that casual person. Nobody's going to impulse buy Nikolai Volkov. So if you make the same number of figures of each person, it's not properly balanced. There's going to be more people that want Stone Cold and Ultimate Warrior than there are Nikolai Volkov. And so if you make enough sets of these figures to satisfy the demand for the Ultimate Warrior fans and Stone Cold fans, then you're going to have a surplus of Nikolai Volkovs that are stuck sitting on a shelf for months and years at a time. That's preventing the next shipment from coming into that particular Walmart. So what they need to do, and you don't have to be some corporate executive at a toy company to figure out, hey, maybe we need to make more Stone Cold and Ultimate Warrior figures than we do Nikolai Volkov. Like, mix up the percentages. You know what I mean? And I don't know what those percentages would be. Maybe you make 25% less Nikolai Volkov. Maybe 50% less. Like, that actually would be a job for some corporate executive person to figure out. That would be right up their alley. But you don't have to work in the toy companies to realize that Ultimate Warrior is going to sell more than Nikolai Volkov. Is that a fish? Have we got it? Or are we just pulling through something? No, we got a fish right here, don't we? Let's see if I can keep us from getting. We got fish number one here, y'all. It feels pretty good too, by gosh. I'm gonna try to keep us. He's gonna turn us back, obviously, but I'm gonna try to keep us from getting spun into our other line. I'm hoping I can use the pedals here while we reel him in to take kind of a wider turn. It ain't fighting particularly hard now, but it felt heavy. Oh, did something get our other line? Or did he swim through our other line? I think we're doubled, folks. Grab your net up here. Get it out the way. Lord, you got a mess here, folks. I think we're doubled. We're doubled. We're doubled here, folks. Crap. We got our lines all messed up here. What have yous done? This is a hell of a start, ain't it? There we go. There we go. Here, set that back in the rod holder a second. One of y'all help me out here, my gosh, we're doubled. We finally went through some fish. It took an hour. It took an hour, but here we are doubled up. We didn't have to worry about spinning back into this line because that fish, he's like, I'm gonna eat that of the bait, Justin, while we're at it. Look at all them fish right there, man. We're sitting on a pile of them right here. Hell, I kind of want to just drop anchor right here, folks. I kind of do. Because I'm seeing so many fish. We've seen fish on the graph all the way over through here. And we finally got two willing to eat, but... Oh, hello. I think both of these fish here are going to be good quality. I ain't got to look at either one, and I hope they don't find each other. I'm hoping. I'm trying to keep them from getting wrapped up with each other here. There we go. Here, let's do this. Let's set this rod in that rod holder there. That way maybe they'll not do laps around. I don't know how we've managed to keep them apart, honestly. This is awesome. This one over here, he's still making a run, man. He's pissed off too. Yes, y'all, finally. Let's get our net ready on this one. We'll go ahead and net him. Nice channel cat right there. This right here, folks, ain't the biggest channel cat I've caught up here, but this is bigger than any channel cat I've ever caught at home. I've never caught one this big at home. Now, I've caught bigger than this up here, but never one this big at home, not even close. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. Here, let's set up our front camera mount. Y'all take a picture. Take a picture of me and this fish, would you? We'll make this channel cat's day here, getting a picture with us. There he is. Nice. Oh, get out of here. Doggone fish trying to flop and act a fool. Okay. Let's get our net out the way again and grab this rod. Now let's see. Let's see what we got on this one. He swam way out there. I don't know if you all, I may need to put y'all back in the chest. I don't know if you can see anything right now or not. Boom, boom, man. We got two back to back. We're right here basically in the middle between these two land masses. And all them rocks down there and stuff, I'm still seeing a pile of fish right there on the graph. I kind of want to just drop anchor and sit here a minute, folks. I don't know if that'd be a smart move or not, but I mean, we got these fish here on the move, but I mean, if these are all channel cats that I'm seeing on the graph, and they're all this size, we might just want to sit here. Tighten down just a little bit more. I don't want to go too tight on the drag, because I mean, they're pretty strong when they make them runs. I don't want to snap that line or bend a hook. Okay, there's the top of the sinker. Oh, big one. Yep, big one. Get the net. Boy, it'd be a big help if one of y'all would come through that screen and net one of these for me. Yeah, buddy. It took a while, folks, but my gosh. He still ain't done, man. These things are, I give them credit, man. They're hard fighters for their size. Even the small ones are hard fighters. They're just obnoxious. When you're trying to catch a big trophy blue or trophy flathead and you're getting little 1 pound channel cats and stuff back home, like, it's just obnoxious. I can't stand them. But out here, when this right here is possible. Okay, yes, we got him. We got him. Bring him on in. That's a good one. Boy, that one's bigger than the other one. Yeah. Oh yeah, y'all. We done it. We got them. This trip just got better, folks. It just improved a whole lot. Let's get him situated here. I don't know where he's hooked at. Where is he hooked at? Oh, hell. Look at this. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see or not. He's hooked on the side of the face. He wasn't even hooked in the mouth. He somehow or another got it in the side of the jaw, out on the outside. Okay, we got it. Oh, buddy. Nice, buddy. He's got all the little, call him butt face there. Look on his head, looks like butt cheeks. Even the kayak even spun into the sun so we can get a good picture too. Oh, get on. Well, I didn't mean for him to do that, but he was flopping and working his way out as I was trying to let him go. Y'all, okay. Well, let me show you this, man. Let me get the camera down here. But look, we're just setting on this, man. We're setting on this right here. We made a change, right? We downsized the size of our baits. Did that make the difference? Or was it just we finally got on some fish? We finally got on some channel cat. I mean, we've been on fish, we've seen them, but like, were they not all channel? Like, I don't know. But we had them too right here for sure. We know the flow is kind of moving in this way. So what I'm thinking is we're going to run right up here above all of that. We'll drop anchor and we'll just cast these baits out to them. And we'll sit here, and if this don't work, we'll give it, what do you think, 20 minutes or so maybe? Because we know they're here. Like, if we do this 20 minutes and we ain't getting bit, then we'll pull up anchor and get back on the move. This is where the whole bow mount motor with spot lock is helpful in this situation, folks, because we could very, very quickly hit the button and be doing this, whereas today we're going to be using a physical anchor, or in this case a dumbbell. But it works, it's functional, it gets the job done. Cheap and easy, old school anchor here, if you will. That should be enough. All right, bombs away. There we go. Now let's tie this off back here. Bear with me a second as I get our line around our boat cleat. Okay, now let's get this crap out of the way. I had too much line out there. Now let's rebait and try to do that again. That was fun, y'all. I enjoyed that. Let's set this back up front here. Hopefully we'll need that again very soon. Let's grab, let's try to do the same size baits if we can as we had before. Gotta work. Look at that shad right there. He got a messed up tail, don't he? Something I think can maybe bit him once upon a time. Okay. Yeah, we'll just cut them right there, cut them tails off, get them bleeding a little bit. The current and wind is getting us spun around as we speak, and we'll let it situate us here, get us spun however it's going to spin us, and then we will cast back out. Not the most efficient process. Definitely, if we were in a tournament today, we would be wasting time doing this. That's where that bow mount motor's a nice tool to have, but for us here, man, we're vacationing, we're having fun. We're not in any particular, well, I'm not anyway. I'm not in any particular hurry. Cast that out. Granted, that's a dragging rig, but we're just going to fish it like a bottom rig for now, just because it's what we got tied on. I'm not opposed to switching over our rigs to suspend rigs or even taking those Carolina rigs, the suspend rigs, and putting them on bottom. I'm not opposed to it, but I don't want to do that if we can't get a fish to eat a bait sitting still on bottom here. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. All right, let's set here a spell. Let me see what time it is, that way we can. 8:02. Yeah, we'll just sit here a little while and see what happens. We'll give it to like, what? Let's give it 20 minutes. We may, I mean, when you drop an anchor, that's a 15-pound dumbbell, you drop that down, there's going to be a kaboom. May spook some fish possibly, but I mean, I'm already seeing, look at all that right there under us. Those fish right there don't seem to be, they don't seem to be spooked, so who knows? We'll sit here. We'll give it 20 minutes, see what happens. We may have just finally come through some that was actively feeding and put a bait in their face and they had it. Who knows? But by keeping the dragging rigs tied on while we're doing this, if this don't pan out, 20 minutes or so, we just pull that anchor up and we get right back on the move. Both of those fish, though, I mean, they were both good quality, especially that, well, it was the first one we hooked, but the last one I held up. Like, that was, I mean, again, both of those fish, y'all, were bigger than any channel cat I've ever caught at home by a long shot. And that's just that's a common catch up here. I mean, both of those fish, if we were out here in a tournament today and either one of those fish were on our score at the end of the day, we probably lose. Like, we probably do. Even though they're nice fish, there's so many big channel cats in here. It's just, somebody's going to find themselves in the right spot and get them 5 in that 33 to 35 inch range, maybe one even bigger, and they're going to win. There is a tournament up here. The National Trail and the Catyackers Trail are having a joint event on the same day coming up, and I don't know that I'll come back for it or not. I don't know that I'm gonna fish any more tournaments this year or not. But we'll see. We'll see how the weather does and all that, and weather forecast, what else I got going on. But I definitely wanted to come up here at some point after our fish at home went on the nest. The bite kind of slows down. It's a perfect time to come up here because the bite's still going good. And I definitely wanted to do that at least one time this summer. And so here we are. We'll see how this anchor bite does real fast. What was I saying though before? I was talking about the action figures. So yeah, just to finish that topic that absolutely nobody cares about. I just don't understand Walmart's philosophy. And Mattel, the company that makes this line of figures, like, if you know there's going to be certain figures in the series that are going to outperform the others, we'll make more of those. And it's pretty obvious, every series that comes out, like, you know who's going to be the most popular figure. Okay, Series 16 that's out now, that I'm looking for, hopefully going to find them today, but honestly, I can make an argument that all 4 of the figures from Series 16 are going to be peg warmers. That's what we call the Nikolai Volkovs, the figures that just sit there. It's the Steiner brothers, Rob Van Dam, and the Hurricane. I could see all 4 of them sitting on shelves, just not being popular. Like, there really wasn't one standout figure in that series. Now, Series 17, that also came out months ago, but nobody's ever seen in the United States, has Demolition and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Those Demolition figures, especially Axe and Smash, like, they are going to be super popular. They need to be making more of those for sure. But they won't. They'll make equal numbers out of all of them. Oh, we had a tap here on the right rod. Okay, that gives me a little hope. We just anchored down a few minutes. I already had a tap. We had the attention of something. But yeah, like, that seems to be something that should be common sense. Make more of the popular ones, because you're going to get the casual person, that casual, man, he's in dudes. Because let's be real, the people buying action figures are people my age. It's people late 30s to, say, age 50. You're going through a midlife crisis. You're reliving your childhood. You're nostalgic. That's who's collecting action figures. But the casual person who was a fan of Stone Cold in the 90s, man, they're taking their kid through the toy department. They see that Stone Cold figure, they might make an impulse purchase. They're not going to collect the whole line, the whole series. They're not going to buy a bunch of figures. They may pick up a Stone Cold or an Ultimate Warrior or a Hulk Hogan, some big name from their childhood, just to put on a desk or a shelf or something. So make more of those. That way you satisfy the demand for the popular figures, and you don't get stores stuck with the Nikolai Volkovs and George the Animal Steel. You know, make enough so collectors like me can get them. I don't want to be paying a premium on eBay for Nikolai Volkov, all right? Make enough to satisfy the collector's demand, but don't make so many extra that Walmarts of the world get stuck with them on the shelf or have to clearance them off and take a loss to get rid of them. Like all of that can be avoided. And you would think some suit in an office somewhere, some corporate executive, would know the exact percentages of figures to make out of each one. Like, that should be their job, you would think. Like, you would think that would be the whole purpose of having them do that job, would be to do the mathematical equations to figure that out. Because I couldn't tell you, do you need 25% more Stone Colds than Nikolai Volkov? Do you need 50% more? Like, I don't know. That's not my world. I can use basic common sense and say, well, you're going to sell Stone Cold a lot easier than you are Nikolai Volkov. The whole world can see that, but I don't know how many more. But it would make everybody's life easier. From Mattel to Walmart to the collectors to the casual person. It would just be better for everybody. But instead, what you have is, you have Walmart placing an order for X number of figures from Mattel. Mattel ends up making a bunch of figures that won't sell. Walmart has their shelf space tied up with figures that won't sell. Collectors like me lash out at Walmart because they never get in the new waves, the new series. And, oh, we got our left rod here. I see my line. I think something's swimming with our bait here, folks. He is. He is. My rod was barely moving, but my line, I'm like, the kayak is facing this way and my line is going to the left. We're hooked up. That didn't take long. Sitting here anchored just a few minutes. I couldn't even finish my wrestling figure rant. And here we are, hooked up with fish number 3. I think this was on the smaller bait too, wasn't it? I think the left rod, and we rebaited, had the smaller shad on there. If it's still on here and we get him up, we'll We'll see, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna pull now, buddy. This is a strong fish. He's gonna spin us around the other way, and the good thing about having the dragon rigs on is when we do get spun around like this, we're less likely to get snagged up than if we had a Carolina rig with a egg sinker on there. So maybe it is a good thing we've cast out with the dragon rigs here. Let's see what this one, well, this one here, he ain't as big as the other two. Let's go ahead and get him landed. Yeah, it is that smaller shad. He still got it right there on the hook. Not a bad channel cat. The other two just a little bigger though. Get your net out the way here. I'm still don't know that I like this net. I got this recently to have a deeper net than my other one. This one's like 40 or 48 inches deep. My other one was only like 24 inches deep. Roughly the same hoop size, but just deeper net on this one. And I don't know that I like it. There we go. No front camera time for you, Channel Cat. We're gonna get this bait back out there. You were fun though, thanks for playing. He was at least calmer on the release than the other ones. I did get water all over my face though when he splashed. Okay. Let's, we could reuse this bait, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna go ahead and get us a fresh one. We got plenty. Throw that out there, maybe chum the water a little bit. You know, hell, it might not be a bad idea to chum the water a little bit, actually. Well, we've got all this. Hold on a second here, y'all. See, this is what I don't like about using a net in the kayaks. It gets hung on everything. This is why I stopped using nets to begin with. And then you get one with the bigger mesh, then it gets hung on even bigger things. I'm not a big net person, but with the light tackle, you kind of almost have to. Maybe not for the fish we're catching today in 20-pound line. We might could just reach down there and lip them and be okay, but if you get a big blue cat that thrashes and you've got the lighter line, you're going to snap it. So I'm going to have to use a net with the light tackle gear, but I don't know that I like that particular net. Okay, let's get a comparable size shad here if we can. That may be a little smaller, but we'll throw it out. Then we're going to take some of these smaller shad and kind of see if we can stir them up a little bit. We'll cut them up and see if we can maybe get them feeding a little more here. Let's cast this out. And look at all that fish right there under us, man. Look at all that. I don't know if they're cats or not, but not all of them anyway, but there's something right there under us. And they were up there in front of us too. Or yeah, let's just take some of these, get some of these little tiny ones like this that we're not going to use anyway, and we'll just sit here and cut a few of them up. Let's see if maybe we can start a feeding frenzy. This current, we'll take them and disperse them down through here. Here you are, folks. You watching me. If you're stuck with me this long, thanks, first off, in this video, but you're sitting here watching me cut up shad. Like, tantalizing TV, I know. But if it gets them stirred up, and most of these little tiny ones like this, I mean, we got them in the cast net when I went out last, but we're not going to use them, most likely, not these super tiny ones. But they'll make decent chum. And with the current we got going through here, yeah, I've never really understood. I guess it's the wind effect with like the tides, maybe the moon, but like because the body of water's so big, but like the water moves in for a while. That ought to be good. Water moves in a certain direction for a while, and then it'll move back out. So you do kind of have a current or tide effect here, if you will, on this body of water. Okay. Now I think we're reset again. We'll see what happens with it. All that right there under us. Oh. I glanced up and we had something tugging on that line. Yeah, we'll stay here a little while, folks, see what happens. I had in my mind thought we're going to drag today, we'll suspend tomorrow, we'll catch fish both ways, then we'll just compare how we're doing. But boy, the first hour, man, it was slow. Like, we just couldn't get anything going. Like, I mean, granted, we started out super shallow, and we get over here, we start seeing some fish kind of in between these, whatever they are, jetties, I don't know. There's a word for it. You that live up here probably know. But people fish on both sides. Like, there's roadways. People can go up, and them two guys over there is fishing off the end. And it's like that on both sides. So, I mean, if you're up here, I ain't trying to act like I work for the damn Board of Tourism up here. I ain't trying to sell you on a vacation to Sandusky, Ohio, okay? But I'm just saying, if you were up here, you coming up vacation with your wife, kids, whatever, you don't necessarily have to have a boat or kayak to access this. Like, there are plenty of bank fishing opportunities. If you were just coming up here to the amusement park and wanted to spend an afternoon fishing or something, you could pull right up to a bank spot and have a reasonable expectation of catching some fish. A lot of people do really good fishing off the bank up here. And there's a lot of spots too, kind of more offshore, like isolated rock piles and stuff like that, where you can really tear up some fish. The first year we come up here, Daniel came with me from Catfish Sumo, and he won that tournament that year, and he was fishing on a rock pile kind of offshore a little bit. He had found on the graph, went out there and fished it and done really well, won the tournament. So most of my time, our left rod. I think something's maybe. We got another one on the left rod. Again, I didn't see, it wasn't so much the rod moving, it was my line swimming that caught my eye. When the kayak's sitting still and your line is swimming to the left, like, it's pretty obvious you got a fish. Oh, our right rod now. Something was on it. This was that smaller shad we've put up. Maybe it's a small bait kind of thing we need to do right now. We drug I wouldn't say it's a big bait, but I mean bigger pieces of bait. We done it for an hour, couldn't get them touched. We switched out our bait to smaller ones, and shortly after that, we had the double. Now our smallest bait has caught the last two fish, as this one's going to pull a little bit here. Sometimes it's just tinkering, folks, just playing around a little bit to figure out what it's going to take to catch them on that particular day. And hopefully we're getting them dialed in here. I mean, ultimately, I don't care what it takes to catch them. Dragging, suspending, setting still, I don't care. I just want to catch some fish. This one here is going to be comparable to the last one, probably. Come over here, fish, before you get in that other line. Okay. All right. Another one, folks. Business picked up. To quote another wrestling legend, Jim Ross, business is picked up here. Took an hour to get the first bite and not very long to get 4 in a row. That one's missing an eyeball, folks. He's mad about it too. He didn't want me pointing that out to you. He is hoping you wouldn't notice he's missing an eye. He's very self-conscious about it, as we can tell there. Let's see what's going on with this rod. Did we get... I'm going to reel this one in. Oh, the bait's still on there. Boy, I'm about to lose a reel off there. That'd have been something. Let's take a look. That looks okay, but I'm going to go ahead and switch it out. The last 2 fish have ate the smallest baits. So let's get a couple more of that size and put on. Yeah, let's do this. We'll take this one and snip the tail. I'm not going to cast it very far. I don't have to. Them inline dragon sinkers cast a little easier than the other ones I used to use. So it's actually possible to do this. And that float will keep them up off the bottom just a little bit. This one's a little bit bigger. We'll do the same thing with it though. Just snip the tail, get it oozing some blood and some oils and stuff. Okay, let's try to cast this one just a little bit to the left there. A little space between them, if you will. Put this back in the cooler. We're reset again, folks. We got 2 fresh baits out there. Tighten up our lines a little bit. Ease up our slack a little bit there. How we do it on the screen? Okay, good. Y'all, I think you're all good. I don't think you got any water spots on there. I got more water spots on my face than y'all do on the camera lens. I hope this camera does okay too, by the way. We're trying out some new camera gear. Well, this camera ain't new, but hold on a second. I gotta clear the snot out my nose again. I'm trying not to blow my nose. I'd love to, but I don't want to do it right in the microphone. Anyway, though, I got some new camera gear recently. And I'm hoping this camera here ain't doing weird stuff with the lighting going in and out. The last time I used this camera, that's what happened. It was like something was off in the camera sensor. It would go light to dark for some reason. I don't know why it was doing that. But let me tell you what happened. So I wasn't going to do it, and I somehow talked myself into doing it anyway, but I pre-ordered the GoPro Mission 1. It was the new GoPro camera that came out. And so I pre-ordered it, I got it that first few days or whatever they were shipping there. And I take it out in my yard along with this camera that I'm currently filming with today, the DJI Action 5, and also my old GoPro, which was the GoPro Hero 10 model from, I think I got it 2020, 2021. So I mean, it's a few years old. And so I'm out in my yard. I get that camera. It was delivered to the house there. And it was a kind of cloudy, overcast day. And right before sunset. So, I mean, it was low light time period. And so I'm walking around out in my yard, kind of around the garden, under the trees. So we have kind of going from light to dark and back and forth. And I'm filming with all 3 cameras in the same conditions. Oh, our left rod. Oh, missed that one. We'll set it back down. See if he comes back for it. I'm wondering if he didn't steal the bait. As small a bait as that was. The shad being so soft, we'll have to check them more frequently when they get hit like that and don't hook up. We'll give it a few minutes though before we reel it in case there's still fish around. But anyhow, I'm filming with all 3 cameras in the same conditions out there in my yard, right? And you would think with this new GoPro, this 1-inch sensor they're touting, and I'm not a camera gear junkie at all, folks, but like, I just want a camera that you turn it on and it works. I don't want to have to tinker with a bunch of settings. I just want to be able to film in 4K 30 and get good quality footage and not overheat. That's the problem with the GoPro we've always had. Like the camera footage, the video footage is great, but it overheats. The DJI, the video footage ain't as good historically, but it runs. So pick your poison, right? And when I'm doing a video like this, I need the camera to run. I need it to not be overheating constantly. So supposedly the new GoPro has fixed the overheating issue. I'm expecting it to be this great footage. And I go back in the house, I upload each camera's video file, and I'm reviewing it. And I'm like, man, this new GoPro footage, it sucks. Like, I guess the sensor, like you have to hold it farther away from your head, or else you're kind of blurry, especially when you move. And I'm like, that's a problem, because I'm either always holding the camera out like this when I'm talking, or it's sitting here in the chest, and as we're reeling in fish, like my hand is right here in front of the screen, right? You don't want all that blurred out. But it's very blurry. And I'm like, let me get another set of eyes on this. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm being too critical. So I holler at my wife. She just got out of the shower. Here she comes, butt naked in my office. I should have filmed that. I'd get more views on that than what I am on this fishing video. But anyway, I'm like, honey, I'm going to show you all 3 of these cameras' footage. I'm not going to tell you which camera is which. I just want you to tell me which one you think is best. And you know what she picked? DJI Action 5 was the best of those 3. My old GoPro 10, she ranked number 2. And the new GoPro Mission 1, she ranked it dead last. The most expensive action camera on the market, the newest, latest, greatest, she ranked it dead last. I did as well. I thought it was terrible footage. So I turned around and I sent it back. And so then I was like, well, if she thinks the Action 5's the best footage, and I did too from looking at the 3, then maybe I should just get the new DJI Action 6. And I've held off on it because this DJI Action 5, one, I had the sensor problem. The last time I used it, it was down at the beach. The lighting, it was going in and out. It was weird. And the other issue is when I'm filming with an external microphone like we're doing today, it starts off okay. Like when you start filming, the camera and the microphone, everything's perfectly synced. But by the end of the trip today, the video footage and the microphone, it's going to be off. Not by much, maybe a second, maybe a half a second. But it's like an old kung fu movie. You remember them from the 80s? You'd watch a kung fu movie and their lips would be moving, but no words would be coming out. That's the situation we're going to have at the end of this video. I'm going to have to go in and fix that before I can post this. And it's weird that it does it on the Action 5 because it didn't on the Action 4. So that's what I've been filming most of my videos with, is the DJI Action 4. Problem you have with that is the footage is very dark. It's too dark. It doesn't look natural sometimes. Like it's darker on the screen than it is in real life for some reason. Well, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get the Action 6. I've sent the GoPro back. The only good thing about GoPro at this point, I'm convinced they're gonna go out of business. Their stock's like $1 and something a share. This new camera's a bust, in my opinion. I don't know who it's for. It's not for a casual person like me. It's not for a fishing YouTuber, that's for damn sure. Let's reel in this bait and see if we still got bait on here after that last one hit us. It's been a couple minutes. But anyway, I'm convinced GoPro's going to go out of business. Yeah, bait's still on there. Let's send it back out. So I send it back, and that was a very simple process. The one good thing about GoPro at this point, it's the only good thing I'm going to say about them, they have a fantastic return policy. 30 days, no questions asked, money back guarantee. You buy a new camera off their website, you can send it back for any reason. You file the return. I had within an hour, they had sent me a prepaid shipping return label. And so I immediately returned that damn GoPro. Dropped it off the UPS store, it's gone. Well, I ordered the DJI Action 6. I'm like, well, if I think the Action 5 has the best footage, and my wife thinks that too, let me just get the newest version of DJI. So I ordered off Amazon. It shows up next day. I take it out. I film a bait run for my channel members. My first trip using that new camera. I get home to review the footage. It's awful. It's so bright. It's just unnatural. And every time I would move, or the sun would go behind a cloud and then pop back out, you would have the lighting changes on the camera. It was just so obnoxious. It just didn't look, it was too bright. It didn't look natural at all. And I had to scrap the channel members video because I had audio problems. The external microphone, I use the DJI mic. It connects to the DJI camera very easily. It said I was connected to the camera. It pops up, it says DJI mic 2 whatever connected, 100% battery life, whatever. And you've got the little audio meter at the top of the screen once it connects. Like it was showing connected. However, I get back home to review the footage, it had not properly connected. So I filmed for my channel members video that day. I done 2 segments. I was cast netting, trying to catch some bait, and I done it in 2 different creeks. So the first creek I went in, the microphone was not connected at all. Like it was saying it was connected, but it was just the camera's internal microphones that was picking up. I thought that's weird. And then I get to the second part of the video, which I had thrown the cast net in this one creek. I didn't do any good, so I turned the camera off, went to another creek, threw the net there. So I had 2 different video clips, right? Well, the first clip, it was just the internal mics. The second clip, it was like it used the internal mic and the external mic, and there was almost like an echo, like it was capturing them both on the video. It was weird. It was like you were talking into a can or something, into an echo. And it was awful. I mean, I couldn't stand it. So I'm like, well, crap. Let me plug in my microphone to the computer. I'll get the audio file off of it to overlay with the video, right? So way you can just have normal, even though the audio was messed up, I thought I could fix it by just taking the audio file from the microphone itself. Well, I plugged the microphone into the computer. I've got no audio file. It was like it wasn't recording at all. And I'm like, well, how weird is that? Do I have a problem with the microphone? So, yeah, I'm sitting there at my computer desk as I'm realizing this, so I pull out my Action 4 again. I pair the microphone with the camera. I turn it on. It works fine. It clearly wasn't a problem with the microphone. So then I'm like, well, did I do something wrong? So I look up, I get on, I use Claude and ChatGPT usually I don't hardly Google anything anymore. I pretty much use Claude and ChatGPT to ask any question, any kind of search thing. But I get on there and ask it, like, how do I fix this problem with the DJI Action 6? Well, come to find out, it's a known problem. A lot of people are having issues connecting their microphones to the Action 6. And I'm like, this is the newest technology from DJI. Why are they having problems? And that camera, it's not like it's a brand new camera. It's been out a few months. Like, why are we still having this issue? And that's on top of the fact I felt like the footage was too washed out. It was too bright. So guess what I did? I returned the DJI Action 6 as well. So out here today, we're filming with the Action 5. We're going to hopefully not have any light sensor problems. And hopefully the audio is good. The audio, I'm sure, will be messed up. Like I said, it apparently has something to do with the camera video and the camera microphone filming at a different pace. As our anchor rope holder here fell in the water. They're filming at a slightly different pace. And it's not noticeable in the beginning, but over a long time period, it does become noticeable. So I can fix that when I get to a computer. It's one more step you shouldn't have to take. Like, if it's possible to sync everything properly on the Action 4, you would think the Action 5 and Action 6, as we got our left rod here, got him. We're hooked up again. I'll tell you, folks, I wouldn't be opposed to just continuing to set here if we're going to be able to sit here and catch fish. I'd like to be catching them a little bit more frequently, but I mean, they're here. We're still seeing a bunch of stuff on the screen right there. I'm not opposed to sitting here and keep catching them. Wouldn't hurt my feelings at all. He's mad too, buddy. He's shaking that head, and you feel every movement on these light tackle rods. You feel everything. Another one on a small bait. Oh, hello. Small baits are getting it done for us right now. Looking right into the sun. I ain't got a good look at him yet. There's a glare right there, right where he's at. Y'all probably can't see it either. You need to get your sunglasses on if you're going to fish today. It's a bright, sunny day. Get up here, fish. We're gonna put you in this net as soon as we lay eyes on you. Oh yeah, that's another. Oh, get in there. Get in there. Get in there. There, we got him. Boy, it's weird though. This left rod's getting hit more than the right rod. That's another better one right there. I'm not displeased with that at all. I hate channel cats, but when they're this size right here, I ain't gonna complain. We may be in channel cat hell, but we're enjoying the afterlife at the moment. Okay. Here, you wanna get some front camera time there, fish? Let's set you all up there in the front seat. I think we do have water drops dried on that lens I need to work on in a minute. Okay, there he ended up not being as big as I thought he was. He's got a bad attitude like the bigger ones though, don't he? He's mad at us. We got our net hung on everything here again. It would help if I put the net behind me in the rod holder, but I got a couple other rods back there. I didn't mention that, I don't think. I'll show you here in a second. They're not catfish rods, but we're gonna try to, let me wipe the lens off here. Bear with me a second here, folks. Better, okay. I'll show you them rods here in a minute. We're gonna use those, well, I'm gonna use those later on today and troll around a little bit. Slide our float back down a little bit. Get it closer to the line, okay. Let me grab another shad. Yeah, I'm not opposed to continuing to set here if we can keep getting bit. I do want to cover some water over the next 2 days, but I got plenty of time. Again, I'm gonna do a little morning session here, get off the water, grab some lunch. I don't know if I'll come back here this afternoon or if I'm gonna go hit another launch. But either way, I'm gonna fish this afternoon too, and I'm gonna do some trolling at some point with these rods behind me. Brandon there, Fins and Talons YouTube channel, he lives, well, he don't live up here. He lives in Ohio, but he's down toward the Columbus area, so I think he's a couple hours away from here. But nevertheless, he told me, he said, Justin, get you some these Berkeley flicker shads, Arapahoe. You know, hell, I can't remember at this point what brand they are. But they're flicker shads. This is a number 6 here. It'll dive down about 10 foot or so. They're just little crankbaits. And people catch a bunch of fish on these apparently just trolling up here in the bay. Out here, you know, between the bridges or over these rock piles and stuff. You catch a variety of species with them apparently. So I brought a couple rods, got these tied on. I'm gonna troll around a little bit and see if we got something going on with this. This line's swimming, folks. We got one on. Hell, he's done swim over here toward the middle of the channel from our rod that was on the right. I hope he didn't get in that other line. Hopefully he swam over top of it. I'm like, why is that line over there to the left? And sure enough, we got a fish on. Oops. I didn't even know about that. And there's a bunch of fish right here, man. But anyhow, Brandon put me on those. Now we're gonna try them out today at some point. Or I'm gonna try them out today. Like I said, I'm just gonna film here this morning, and I'm gonna get a little me time fishing in. I'm on a road trip, you know, I need to get some filming done, but I need to get a little me time in as well. So I may play with those a little bit. Boy, this one here is ugly. He is dark. Now he's got a face only a mama could love. This fish here, he's gonna be like that guy whistling in the room next to me last night. Ain't neither one of them gonna get no action from the women, I'll tell you that. Come over here, fish. Let's get a look at you, Dale. Yeah, this one here, he's an ugly old fish. Get our net. One of y'all net this fish for me, would you? Yeah, here we go. Another one. Another fish, buddy. He's one that's, yeah, I mean, he's a decent fish. I mean, it's still not as big as that very first one we hooked, but I mean, that's a nice quality fish any day of the week. Open up there, sir. I'll take a hook out for, ooh, I gotta watch it too. I didn't realize he was hooked right there by where I stuck my finger in. Boy, it's actually right there by my index finger. I gotta be careful. I need to get him on the other side there. He is hooked behind. That hook went behind the jawbone. That is a recipe for bending that hook, is what that is. Lord, now I can't get my pliers out to. I'm having a hard time here, folks. Help me out there. Get them pliers. There we go. Open up. Fish. When you hook them with these thin wire hooks, I've not had a fish bend a hook yet, but I have messed up some hooks getting them out in situations like this, where you've got to hook. There we go. I think we got it okay. Yeah. When it's behind that jawbone and you got to kind of torque it a little bit, that's when you're going to bend them or break them. Let's set y'all back up here for a second. Come here, channel kitty. Let me hold you up. We've made this fish's dream come true right there, y'all. Go on now. There you go. All right. Yeah. Never felt him hit. Just saw the line. Headed to the left. Okay. Yeah, folks, this net, we're going to use it the next couple days up here. I can't stand it. Getting hooked all over everything. That's why I quit. When I first started kayak fishing, let's get rebaited. I think a lot of people think that I've always fished out of a kayak my whole life. That's not true. I fished out of a kayak the last 20 years or so, almost 20 years. But I fished out of a boat first. I bought my first boat when I was 17, and let's get that one. I got my first boat when I was 17, and I fished out of it for a long time before I ever got into kayak fishing. I kind of accidentally got into kayak fishing. So when I first started kayak fishing, I was using a net because I was using a net in a boat. So I'd take it out there with me. And it was similar to this, had the big mesh and stuff. And I very quickly started to hate it because of that right there. You get it hung on everything. Rod holders, camera mounts, cup holders, fish finders, your fishing poles. Like, it's going to get hung on everything. It was such a pain in the patootie. I just stopped using a net. I was using such heavy tackle anyway. I could just reach down there and grab the leader with no fear of a fish thrashing and breaking off. So that's why you've seen me for years on this YouTube channel just not using any kind of net. I just put a glove on and grab the fish. And I always found it funny. These fellows would give me hell. You know, try to talk down to me like I'm less of a man because I'd wear a glove. And those same guys that would talk shit, they would net their fish. And it's like, well, if you net that fish and he's flopped around the floor for 5 minutes while you get your camera ready. Oh, we got one left rod. Oh, here we go. Another one, folks. This one feels like he might be a little better right here. He's gonna pull. I mean, I'm still seeing all them fish right there under us, so we just gonna stay sitting right here on them. Making just short cast right out in front of us. Letting that current disperse the scent. The current will eventually change, go back the other way. I don't know when. At some point here it will. That may affect the bite, maybe it won't. But right now, we catching them. It seems like every few minutes we get a bite. I'm all right with that. Especially when it's one that feels like this. They all feel a little bigger on the light tackle. Hell, if I lived and fished up here, light tackle would be all I ever use. It's all you need for, I mean, even the 35, 40-inch class channel cats is fine on this light gear. Oh boy, he's gonna spin us around every which way. I hope he don't end up in that other line over there. Of course, that's where he wants to go. I'm gonna try to steer him back this way. He's got us all cattywampus here. So far, so good, though. He ain't gotten that other line yet. I've got him. It's an odd angle for you to be watching, but I've steered him back here toward the back. Get him out of that line until we get spun back around, which he's going to have us, he's got us spinning right now back around. Okay. All right. Now I think we're good. Tighten up that line, hopefully get it out the way here. Doggone it, put your rod back in the rod holder here. I hate this damn net. I hate this net, y'all. Now we got to, there we go, okay. Okay, now we're ready. There we go. Now let's get this thing up here and get a look at him. I think this one might be a little bit better. It is a little bit better. Get in there. There we go. This net made things more difficult than it had to be. This fish, he's gonna make things difficult on us too. He's mad at us for putting a hook in him, even though he kind of put the hook in himself. You the one that bit a bait with a hook in it there, fish. He found him a piece of shad down there he just couldn't live without. Let's get that out of you. There we go. Let me put you all back up here in the front seat so this fish can have his moment of fame. Oh. He's taking his moment of fame, all right. You're ruining it, fish. You're ruining your chance here. Nice. Nice fish. Every one of these is bigger than the channel cats I get at home. Every one of them. Even one like that is, I mean, ain't gonna be no tournament winner up here, but still fun fish to catch, especially on the lighter gear. This damn net ain't fun though, I'll tell you that. Now I'm hung on the rod over there. I'm gonna end up cussing that net before the day's over. I'm gonna try to watch my language here on this video, but I wanna cuss that net for sure. Grab us another shad here. Well, like I was saying, these fellas, man, you want to talk like I'm less of a man or something for wearing a glove when I would land fish, but them dumbasses, I'd see them netting a fish and they leave it down there in the floor of their boat for 5 minutes while they get their camera set up and everything. So when they finally actually lay hands on the fish, well, of course it's calm at that point because it's wore out. It's starving for air. So, you know, me, on the other hand, when I'm grabbing a fish out of the water, he's still spry. He's full of energy. He's going to chomp down and twist and thrash and tear up your hand. So I'd wear a glove. But the heavy leaders that I used would prevent the fish from breaking off while I was getting hold of it. But when you're using the lighter line, of course we got 20 pound today, but I've been using 15 pound leaders. I'm only using 20 pound because I'm just dragging, coming across the rocks and stuff. But when you're using this lighter line, you pretty much got to use a net, or you're going to break off when you go to grab them. Especially if it's like, I mean, some of these channel cats here will probably be okay, but like if you've hooked up to a big blue cat or something, you're going to snap off. So a net's a necessity, but I wanted one that was deeper than what I had, so when I get bigger fish, I can get the whole fish in there. We're about to put one on from this right rod here. In fact, I know he's got it. Oh, he don't anymore. No, he does. He does too. He come free and then he hit it again. I think he hit it again, folks. I felt him pop free when I went to set the hook, and he come and hit it again. He said, that bait ain't getting away from me, Justin. He said, He said, I've had my eye on that bait for 5 minutes or 10 minutes that you've had it out. He's all over that other line, though. I hope he ain't. I hope he's either under it or over it and not wrapped up in it. Swim to the right, fish. Don't you go the other way. They always want to go toward the line. Swim to the right, your other right, fish. He don't know left from right, folks. This fish is dumb right here. If he had a driver's license, he'd be like James Bond over there in England, driving on the wrong side of the road. That's what this fish would do. Yeah, we're just sitting here catching them one after another, folks. This is the first hour. Boy, it was slow, but now that we've set up on them here, we found them, and we've set up on them. I mean, it's been pretty good action here. Oh, what do you know? That ain't even a catfish, folks. That's one of them old drum right there. Not a bad drum either. That's a pretty big one. Gasper goo, as they call them, or sheep's head. Some places they call them. They got all kinds of different names for them. I always grew up just hearing them called drum, freshwater drum, but they do have, some people call them Gasper goo, some people sheep's head. This one has a something growing. I don't know if that's a tumor. Look at that right there on his tail. I don't know if that's like a cancer or what. Some kind of growth. You see these things though, man, all over up here in the bay, floating, dead. Like they apparently, I don't know, they just don't do good up here, I reckon. A lot of them die or what, but they don't do well. You see them floating dead everywhere. Nice drum. They're a trash fish pretty much everywhere. Nobody respects a drum, but I enjoy catching them. They fight hard, they get big. Get. That's enough of him. He had enough of it. He ate that shad too. All right. Let's get our net out of the way if we can and rebait and do it again. We're finally on them, man. It took a long time. It took a long time to get fish number one. but we own them now. And that's the thing, too. Let me touch on this a second as I try to find us a comparable sized shad to what we've been catching them on here. Seems like the smaller baits today are kind of getting it done. That's a little bigger than I want. Yeah, let's run with this one. Smaller baits are working out today. Get the cooler closed. There we go. All right, get this back over here. But I was about to say, that's the thing about fishing videos, specifically this kind right here, where the camera's rolling nonstop. You're seeing everything, good or bad. You know, you're going to see some tangles, some mishaps, whatever happens, and you're going to see the good stuff too when we get here and we're catching fish consistently one after another. Like, you're going to see it all. But like, let's say I was doing a normal edited kind of highlights type video, right? We would have come out here today, I would have done an intro. The next clip after that, we're about to reel in another fish, is going to be the next clip after that. We got him. We got him right here on the left rod. We just got the other bait reset, and we already reeling this one in. As the train goes by over there, y'all wave over at that train. Some poor fella's having to drive that thing today while we out here living it up, catching fish after fish after fish. This is awesome, man. When you're catching them like this, I like it when we're getting going like this. I hope this bite continues. I'd be fine sitting here all morning doing this, all day. This is what you come to Sandusky Bay for, folks. Again, I ain't trying to boost the board of tourism or anything up here. I mean, if they wanted to pay me, I'd take it, but they don't, and so I ain't trying to give them free advertisement. But you can get on bites like this where you just can't hardly keep a line in the water. Okay, is that a, yeah, that's another cap, okay. I thought it might have been another drum for a second. Oh, channel kitty. Come on in, channel kitty. This one here is a little bit smaller one. He ain't gonna get no front camera time like his friends have been getting. Yeah. Come here, channel kitty. Here, get out from that net. Y'all, get that hook out of there for me, would you? It's another one I'm struggling with here for some reason. Get the pliers on it. It's got to be real careful with the pliers and these thin wire hooks. You just, that's when you're going to bend them or break them with the pliers. Okay. Calm it down, sir. Yeah, I'm going to ruin this fish's day, but he ain't getting no front camera time. Hell, I can't even get hold of the damn. He's getting more camera time than he should because I can't get a hold of him. There we go. See you, buddy. As he splashes us on the way. All these damn channel cats are ornery. I swear I think they born with a bad attitude. Every last one of them. But I was trying to say, before that fish interrupted, I was about to go on a spiel, if you will. I did not mean to rhyme with that either. But if we had been doing just a regular, edited, normal, what you would typically see type of fishing video today, I would have filmed the intro. That would have lasted a minute or so. Tell you where we're at and what we're doing. Then the very next clip would have been us reeling in fish. you wouldn't have seen that hour that we made our way from 4 feet of water out to 14 feet of water, and coming across the fish, and then finally catching a couple, making a decision to anchor down, all that. Like, you all kind of, when you're doing these unedited videos, you all are seeing all of it, good and bad. You're seeing the process. I'm walking you through whether it's right or wrong. You're hearing my thoughts, my rationale from why I'm doing what I'm doing. And again, it could be better or worse. It could be right or wrong. Like, it's just what I'm thinking and feeling at the time to make me do what I'm doing. And you get to be a part of all that. Like, you're seeing it all. Whereas if I was just doing an edited video, hell, it would look like I caught fish start to finish, because we would have edited out all the downtime. Now, you might say, well, for video quality purposes, if you're just somebody, you're wanting a highlight clip, a short video, well, sure, it may not be appealing to you for all this. But for those of you that want to come on like a real fishing trip here, you got to get to see it start to finish. You see the good, you see the bad, you see if there's long periods without a fish. I mean, honestly, folks, it's not good for business for me when I don't catch fish right away. Like, it would have been better for us, or better for me in this video, if we could have got on and fished within the first few minutes, right? Like, I mean, that's keeping somebody's attention for the first hour on this video when we're not catching diddly poo. That's tough. That's a tough sell. But it's real fishing. Every time you go out fishing, like, sure, some days you're going to catch them right away. You're going to be in the right place, the right time. You're going to be bit as soon as you drop lines in the water. But there's going to be other times when you're going to have long periods of time between fish. Maybe you're just not on them. Maybe they're not active. Maybe you've got to tinker around with bait size or cuts of bait or types of bait or whatever to trigger a bite. That takes time. And you don't see that when you're watching just an edited fishing video. I don't care if it's mine or anybody else's. Like, you don't see the behind the scenes, the thought process, the rationale. And even if I tell you, like, even if I'm filming a video, right, and maybe out here today, like, if we were doing the edited video, I could be like, well, you know, folks, we dragged baits for an hour. It took us that long to get the first bite. I would be saying that, but with the way you're watching the video, when we're going from the intro and then a few seconds later, boom, there's the first fish. It just don't, at least with me anyway, when I've watched videos and other content creators have said, well, you know, it took 2 hours to get this first bite. Like, it just don't register the same. It don't seem like it's, because you're seeing it so close, like, it just don't hit the same way. So with these uncut, unedited videos like this, you truly get to be on the fishing trip. Whatever happens, happens, you know? And I mean, of course, I would rather do this type of trip anyway. I would rather just leave the camera rolling, because one of the things that's really unfortunate about the fishing community, and I don't think it's just limited to catfishing, I think it's across the board. I'm more plugged into the catfishing community, of course, but I think it's bass fishing, crappie fishing, muskie fishing, trout fishing, just all aspects of fishing. Fishermen like to nitpick each other and try to tear each other down. I don't know why that is. I guess it's like that in all aspects of life. Maybe it's ego, competitiveness. I really don't know. But fishermen are just notorious for tearing each other down. And one of those criticisms that I heard a lot as my channel was really getting going and getting some traction, and I was doing the edited videos, was that I was, people would say I was manipulating footage. You know, I might go out and fish all day long and make it seem like I caught a bunch of fish in a couple hours. Or I might fish multiple days and make one video out of it type thing. That's what they would accuse me of. And one, who cares? I mean, one, I didn't do that. I mean, I film, if I've filmed, there's been a couple times where I've merged multiple days of footage together, but I've mentioned that in the video. And usually it's because maybe I go out today and I catch one big fish, but that's all I catch. And so I put that on another video that has more fish caught, so it's a longer video type deal. But like, ultimately, who gives a damn? But that was their way of trying to discredit me. Well, guess what? When I'm doing these uncut, unedited videos, you see it all. You know, so like my camera and battery pack, I get about 4 hours of runtime, which is perfect because most of my trips back home are about 4 hours, 4 to 5 hour range. Now, when I'm on a vacation trip like this, I'm going to fish a little bit more. So, you know, you're in a new, oh, hold on, I think he's got it. He does. Boy, ain't it weird this left rod keeps getting hit more? Almost feel like we need to cast this one a little bit more to the left and cast the right one over here where this one's at. I can't reel in more than one at a time anyway, unless you all want to help me out. I can't ever get you to help me out. Hell, you won't net these fish, you won't bait a hook, you won't do nothing in these videos, so I might as well just leave things the way they are. Because this one rod here is going to keep us plenty busy if it keeps getting bit. Yeah. Let's get up here and get a look at you, fish. I think he's going to be probably comparable size to the last one. But I still can't get a look at him because of the way the sun is putting a glare right there where we're trying to look. All right, let's get our net here. We swing him up here again, we're going to swing him right into that net. Don't y'all miss him with the net this time either. Get over here, fish. They see he's going to come over here and he's good and ready. Back over here, sir. That might be a little better one than the last one there as he slings water all over my face. Remind me to check the camera lens. He might have got you all that time too. Yeah, that's a little better one there, I think. No, he got me again. Same fish, got me twice. Yeah. Yeah, we're still... These fish have been pretty comparable size to each other, other than the first one we hooked. Most of these have been pretty comparable. They're not tournament winners, but they for damn sure ain't bad. You know, again, like this is, you know what, fish, you about to knock these rods out the rod holder. You gonna keep it up. Here, get out that net. Get out that net, fish. There, I'm trying to get hold of you. You ruining your chance at front camera time. You ain't getting no front camera time. You know it. You ain't. Here. Get him out of here, folks. Lord, he got me again. That fish splashed me 3 times. One fish, 3 splashes. There, did y'all get... He got a little bit of water on there, didn't he? Let me see if I can find a dry spot on my shirt. There you go. Goodness gracious. I don't know why channel cats have to be so angry all the time. I don't know why they got to be. So they try, I think they purposely do it too. I don't know if they know what they're doing, but something in their instincts just tell them to be as obnoxious as they possibly can. Okay, let's try to find another. It's the small shad they're hitting. one may be a little bigger than that. Yeah, well, that one right there looked... There we go, that one's... Yeah, they're all pretty comparable, looks like. Let's get this one though. Yeah, these thread fins, buddy, getting it done. Thread fin shad. But yeah, anyway, like the people would just, other YouTubers and stuff, just try to, for some reason, try to discredit me any way they could. And, well, guess what? When I switched over to this style of video, there ain't no hiding nothing, folks. You're seeing unedited, uncut footage, so whatever happens, happens. And when I have good days and tear them up, you see it. When I have okay days, you see those too. Now, I don't post the skunk trips. I have them. Had one recently. I don't post those because I don't want you having to sit here 4 hours or so and just listen to me flap my gums while we don't catch any fish. I want you to hopefully get something fishing related out of it. Of course, I guess if it's a skunk trip, I'd be showing you exactly what not to do. I guess there's probably some value in that too. But still, I don't want to post a skunk trip, even though I have them. But like, you know, a normal average day, some of these 4-hour videos, we get a bunch of fish like we are right now. Some of them, it might be 2 or 3 fish. Whatever happens, happens, and you're here for it. And so, but what it does, it takes away those people that try to discredit me. It takes them, it pulls the rug out from under them. Because when you're using unedited footage, it is what it is, man, good or bad, like you see it. So I prefer doing this type of video. I would rather just bring you on a real trip here and, you know, it's more natural for me. I can sit here and get off my chest whatever I want. Like if it's just griping about Walmart's distribution of them WWE Superstars figures, I can sit here and maybe, just maybe, be able to get my frustration heard by somebody in the Walmart Corporation that can maybe do something about it. Maybe, just maybe it could happen. Probably not, but maybe. And when I get back home, like this trip up here, right? Like I didn't bring my computer with me. This is kind of a fun vacation type trip for me. Like I'm not doing any editing while I'm here. So I'm gonna have to do this when I get home. Well, if I'm doing these unedited trips, I don't have any editing to do other than today on this trip, because I'm using this DJI Action 5, I'm gonna have to adjust the audio placement. So when I tell you all bye when we're done today, my lips aren't still moving when the words stop, like a kung fu movie type deal. But really, it don't take long to do with the editing portion, the video portion, when I get home, which a lot of YouTubers enjoy that. That's their art, if you will. They're artists. I'm not an artist, folks. I'm a fisherman. I don't like sitting behind a computer. That is the absolute last thing I want to do when I get home. So with these unedited videos, I don't have to spend much time behind the computer. It's great. So it's better all the way around. And my views are better on these too than normal edited videos. Like I just done a video recently. I had to do an edited video because I had a bicycle segment I had to work in. Daphne the dog had got that bicycle, and I had to do an edited video, and it was, the views are terrible. Watch time is terrible on that compared to this. Bear with me a second, folks. I gotta get snot out my nose again. My allergies going haywire up here. My allergies do not like this, whatever's in Ohio. It don't like it. Now, that is one perk of doing an edited video. I can blow my nose whenever I need to. But minor thing. But yeah, in a perfect world though, I would hit the water, we would start catching fish right away and catch them just consistently for the duration of the trip. But that's just not real world, man. That's not how fishing works. And any of y'all out there that actually go fishing, you know that. And I think people get, especially new people getting into the sport who are learning from YouTube videos, I think they get a misconception sometimes of how fishing really works. Because they see them highlight trips where it's one fish after another, and they don't realize that's compressed footage. Like that might be a whole day's worth of fishing shrunk down to a 15, 20-minute video. So, like, this is real. This is as real as it gets, is the point I'm trying to make here. Like, this is absolutely real fishing here, folks. And I appreciate every one of you that come along with me on these trips. It's enjoyable to me to get to do this. I love fishing out of a kayak. I especially love this kayak. Although I am getting a new one here soon. I'm about to get another fish here soon too. This left rod again. The line got tight. Little rod movement there. Yeah, he was swimming with it. Oh, here we go. He's going to spin us back around. There we go. He's going to make a run now. He's still going. This might be a little better one right here now. He still ain't done. Just keep doing your thing, fish. I ain't going nowhere. We got nothing but time today, fish. You go where you want, when you want. He wants to go that direction too, don't he? He said he ain't coming up here. He said he's heard bad things about this operation. He's read the Google reviews, and he says the other fish ain't getting their proper amount of camera time, and he don't want no part of what's going on. Unfortunately for you fish, you're going to be a part of it whether you want to be or not. We're going to bring you up here and see what we got with you. I may be about to jinx this, but I was going to say at least none of them went toward the anchor rope yet. We've had them go toward the other line a couple times, but not the anchor rope. This one's strong. He is a strong fish. This is more like it right here, folks. This is all right. Watch him spin us in a complete circle. Boy, we're going to have a mess with that other line because he is literally going to spin the kayak in a complete circle. We'll have to reel in that other bait and reset it here in a minute. That's all right. That's worth it. Hell, at this point, all we really need is this one rod. It's the one that keeps getting hit. I'm telling you, if you're in the right place at the right time, 2 rods is plenty, regardless of what the state regulations allow. I mostly fish on these fun fishing trips. Unless I'm in a tournament, I rarely fish with more than 2 rods anymore. But I do support people's ability to fish with more rods if they choose to. I think it ought to be your choice. Not the state dictating when you pay in your fishing license how many rods you can fish with. Okay, there's our sinker. Let's see if we can get an eyeball on the fish now. Let's see, get him back over here. Get in that net. Yes. Okay. Okay, he's in our other line. That's a good one. That is a good fish right there. Yeah, that is a better one. And he is all up in that other line. You done a hell of a job with that fish. We're gonna have to sort that mess out. I don't think it's actually tangled that bad though. If you'll calm down for 2 seconds, I think we cannot get that line wrapped up anymore. Get the dang pliers. Get them pliers. There we go. All right, now let's see this thing. Let's see if I can undo this real fast. Well, hell, I didn't think it was tangled that bad. He was doing good with it, and then he spun the kayak in a complete circle. That's what I didn't want to have happen when we were dragging. You know what I mean, Vern? That's why I haven't dragged in this kayak much, but when I have, I've just done one rod for that very reason. Hell, I don't know if I'm making this better or worse, folks. I may be making it worse. You know what? That can wait. We'll fix that in a minute. Let me get a picture of y'all holding this fish up. Let's do that first. This one's actually picture worthy right here. Yep. Hold yourself up. Calm it down, sir. Calm it down. Calm it down. He don't want to calm down. Nice. It's a nice fish, but it ain't a nice fish, if you know what I mean. He ain't the most nicest cooperative with the attitude, but nice in size anyway. All right, let's get our tangle mess here. That's, by gosh, you seeing it, folks. Good and bad on these videos, you see it. And right now, it's a tangle. And it's one of them times where, one of them things I wish we didn't have to deal with. But when you're fishing in a kayak with multiple lines, it's just one of them things it's going to happen. You're going to deal with it. The more lines you have, the more tangles you're going to get, I should say. You know what I may do is just, I feel like it's not that bad. If we can just find the start of it, we could get this whole thing undone. You know what I kind of want to do since we're sitting here though? We're going to cast this bait back out. I think when we reel in our other line, I'm going to change out the rig. Let's suspend one. Because we keep seeing fish right here under us, directly under us. Boy, I'm making it worse. We'll switch out that other rig though when we eventually get this undone. What a mess. This dang fish done a number on us, buddy. There, I think we got that part done. Did you ever think you'd be watching? You need to reevaluate your own life here, folks. This is a good opportunity to reevaluate how you're doing things, because you're watching a guy right now on YouTube picking out a tangle. Like, this is what you're watching. This is how you're spending your time here, folks. You need to get your life together, get your priorities straight right now. Because you got better stuff to do than what we're doing right here. I promise you that. I don't know what else you got to do today, but it's got to be better than watching me pull out a tangle, even though we've about got it. There we go. Now we're going the right direction. I'm not a professional at many things, Definitely not a professional speaker. I'm not a professional fisherman, but I'm pretty damn good at getting tangles undone, y'all. It's one of my few. I've had a lot of practice at it. Let me set this over here a second, and that rod holder, while we get this line reeled up. Got that wrapped around the rod holder, of course. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cast out the other one. What the hell? Apparently I've got that thing wrapped around the anchor rope now. Let me spin us around this way and see if I can get it done a little. There it comes. There we go. Now we're back in business, y'all. Minor setback. I am a professional tangle puller, buddy. I can get a tangle out of about anything. So we're going to cast this one back out. This seems to be kind of in the right spot, if you will, for where we're catching them, for the most part. We'll pull another, here we go. And then we'll change out our other rig. We'll put a suspend fishing rig on there. That will help prevent what just happened from happening again. And we can see side by side, it'll give us an idea of what's going on. Like, do they prefer it kind of cast out like this? Or will a suspend rig do well for us too? Or will one outperform the other? We're about to find out. Let me grab my bag here. Tell them fish that's been hitting that rod on the left to hang on a minute. Yeah, we're gonna need one of those. Sinker here. These are little 2-ounce egg sinkers with the liner in there that Catfish Sumo makes to protect your line. Keeps you from, you want to do a Carolina rig, you don't have to have a bead to protect your knot, because the liner protects it for you. There's another, that's a carp rig. That's a carp rig. Lord, I need to organize my purse here, y'all. It looks like a purse, though. It's a Yeti. A Yeti dry bag's what it is. There we go. Goodness gracious. I gotta get it together, folks. I need a better tackle organization method. I don't carry much gear with me ever. I just pretty much take what I'm going to be using or what I'm going to need. And I was carrying it in the camera bag, and then I had a trip. I was like, you know, I just need to put it in this pouch behind my seat, since I'm fishing out of this kayak almost exclusively. And then I went out one day and I fished in the Hobie Pro Angler, and I didn't have catfish rigs that I needed, so I put everything back in the camera bag. Okay. Now, let's take our scissors here. Let's trim that off of our dragging rig. Put that out of the way. Take our line, we'll run it through that liner right there. Again, I'm a big fan of these sinkers, man. That is a pretty brilliant thing that Catfish Sumo done. It really fixed the problem, and it also keeps you from buying another piece of gear, which is a bead. So that lead on a normal sinker, where you're running your line through the lead, it's going to rub up and down on your line, causing some abrasion. And then, of course, the lead and the sharp edges potentially inside there hitting your knot can cause problems with it too. So you need a bead, plastic or glass, whatever, in between your swivel and your lead. Well, that liner prevents the abrasion, first off, and then it also prevents you from having to use a bead. So serves two things, and the cost of these ain't much different than any other company's lead. So I'm a fan of them. Let's grab this shad right here. It looks like a winner. Yeah, we're gonna drop this thing down right vertical under us. So we're 14 feet. This will be down about 12 feet when we get it set. Drop it straight down, and we'll just raise it up so it's a couple feet off the bottom. And we'll see these fish we're seeing on the screen here, right here under us. All of that, we're gonna see if we can catch them. We'll find out. We'll find out here in a second if they want to eat or not. Let's get rid of this. Now let's put our dragging rig, let's get this out of the way. I will stick it there under the seat for a second. By a second, I mean the rest of the trip until we need it again. It would be interesting to know how we would have done today if we'd had the Carolina rigs tied on from the start. Even though I think there is a difference with the light tackle as far as suspending baits in shallow water. When we were up there by the shore fishing in 4 feet of water, I wouldn't want to suspend in that situation, right? I mean, that's way too shallow. But out here, now we're 14 feet deep, like we could have suspended out here the whole time. We could have. And in fact, when I've come up here before, one of the things I've done is I just go between the bridges. I'll start like at one side and just troll all the way across the channel here. And I've caught fish doing that. But specifically, I noticed in that last tournament, and I can't remember what prompted me to do it. I think maybe it was the wind, the way the wind was blowing that day or something. It seems like maybe the wind was coming like this direction and I was having to troll this way to go into the wind. I think maybe that's why I was working up through here. But I just kept coming across all this rocky stuff here on the bottom, and I was catching those bigger channels. And, but anyway, I mean, we could have suspended out here from the start. I was just thinking we'll do drag one day, suspend another. But here we are, we done scrapped that plan, and now we sitting here anchored and been catching fish for the last couple hours. And getting them pretty consistently, Which ultimately, I mean, that's what we're here for. You can come out here with a plan of what you want to do and how you want to do it, but the most important plan you can have is the plan to be adaptable to whatever the situation entails. And if you're able to find fish like we have and set on them and keep reeling them in, we'll do it. Now, if we were in a tournament, and let's say we're catching 28, 30-inch fish, although I think that last one, just based on the width of my kayak, he was over 30 inches for sure. But let's say you're doing that, and you're on a pile of fish, but they're all under the size you need. Well, maybe in that situation, you do have to get on the move. The old saying, don't leave fish to go find fish, and we're about to find another one right here on that left rod. Got him. We got him. We've done it again. We got us another one right here. This one don't feel as big though. This one feels more like the type of channel cat I catch at home that I don't want to catch. Listen, we up here to catch the big ones now. If you ain't a big channel cat, you leave that bait alone. I want you to leave it be until Big Mama comes along. This one here ain't gonna be Big Mama. Hell, I might not even need a net on this one. It's gonna fight a little harder now that we got it right here by the kayak. Barely fighting at all when we first hooked it. Well, man, I don't know, maybe it might be bigger than I thought. Yeah, hell, we'll go ahead and use that net on it, I reckon. It's probably gonna be this trip. Well, I mean, I gotta use it tomorrow because I ain't got my other net with me. When we get back home though, I'm gonna go back to the old net. I've wasted money on this thing. I don't like it. I don't like being snagged on everything. Oh, I missed him. I got splashed in the face and I missed him. I still didn't get him. Lord, y'all do a better job netting this fish, would you? Here, I need to reel down some slacks, what I need to do in the line. I don't know why I have such a hard time getting y'all to net a fish for me. They end up being bigger than I thought, but still ain't gonna compare to some of the others we've got. But yeah, I mean, if you're on, you know, the old saying, you don't leave fish to go find fish. But if you're in a tournament and you got to catch a certain size and them fish that you are catching ain't what you need, well, you get on the move. You do in that situation. But out here today, we just out here, oh, you know what? Let's do this. Instead of me putting my hands on you and getting all tore up for no reason, just because you're angry at live fish, let's just put you back in the water like that. Go on. Hell, this may have been a stupid idea. There he goes. This may have been a stupid idea. He's all wrapped up in that damn net. What a dumb idea that was. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this net. I have now remembered exactly why I got rid of a net to begin with. When I first started kayak fishing, it's because it just stays hung on everything with that big mesh. And the smaller mesh in my other net it gets hung, but not as bad. But it just ain't got the depth. Oh, now I've hung my shirt. Okay, it don't have the depth as the bigger net. But we're going to make it work in the future because I'm just not a big fan of this. Hold on, let me find us another shad. I'm just not a big fan of this new net. I got it at Bass Pro. I ordered it from Bass Pro. They done a hell of a job packing it though, I'll tell you that. I was very impressed with how they shipped that net. I mean, it was an odd size package, of course, because of the size of the net, but they took 2 boxes and built it. They took a box and had it wrapped around the handle, and they took another box and had it wrapped around the hoop, and they had it all taped together. Like somebody had done a good job packing it. I was impressed with that. But I'm not impressed with the net. And it was a lot more expensive too. I had gift cards, so I didn't really have to pay much out of pocket for it. But I mean, it was, I think, $109, $119, something like that. And the other net I use, I give like $20 for it at the Walmart. So huge price difference in this net. And it'd be fine if we were in a boat and had more space, but when I've got camera mount and pedals and rod holders and fish finder and everything right here, you just stay snagged up with stuff. So it's just not gonna be a good option for us. Even though we need that extra depth in the net when we've hooked a big fish, all that extra depth is a lot of extra net, and it's just more to get hung on. So, yeah, we'll scrap it when we get back home. Switch it back out for the other one. What was that? Oh, it must have been that bridge closing over. I was like, what the hell is that? It sounded like somebody screaming, like a high-pitched metal scream. And then I remember that bridge is over there. I got to remember to get some thumbnails today, too. Probably by that bridge, matter of fact. Be a good place to do it. YouTube pro tip there for you. It seems like thumbnails that have a bridge in the background, the videos get clicked more. I don't know why that is, but it seems to be the case. What a good trip this has turned out to be, y'all. I mean, that first hour, I was kind of sweating it. I was like, man, are we going to catch anything? Did I drive 8 hours to not do any good? But here we are now, a couple hours later, and boom, we're sitting on quite a few fish at this point. Still, this rod on the right, though, I mean, we have all this right here, all of that. And this suspended bait ain't been touched yet. But we cast out a rod. Is one on it already? I think something's got it. Yeah, he does. It's like, man, I think our line's moving to the left. We cast it out, and it's sitting there on bottom. Well, it actually ain't on bottom because we got that float raising the bait up a little bit. But, man, it's amazing the difference, ain't it? We're not casting very far. These baits, I mean, they're still only a few feet apart, but it's just setting different in the water. And this one's getting hit. It's getting hit fast. Yeah, this has turned into a real good trip here, y'all. Lots of action, lots of fish. We're getting some good quality mixed in. We wouldn't, if a tournament was happening today, the fish we've got we wouldn't be winning. We wouldn't be cashing. But who cares? I mean, we're not in a tournament day. We're just up here fun fishing. We're just out here in a paddleboard style kayak with a couple rods and a cooler full of shad. And we're just out here having some fun, man. Experiencing a different body of water in a place we don't have access to all the time. And just enjoying ourselves. I'm enjoying myself anyway. I hope you're enjoying it. This fish ain't enjoying it, though. I'll tell you that. He's going to tell us about it, too, when he gets up here. He's going to voice his displeasure toward us. He's going to be like me tonight if I go back to the room and dude next door's whistling again when I'm trying to sleep. Okay, fish, let's get you over here and just go ahead and put you in the net there, sir. Come on back over. Well, apparently he ain't done. We're gonna have to reel up some more here. He took off with some more line. Okay. Come over here. He's going to end up being a little bigger than I think what I thought he initially was. Oh. There he is. That's a little better one there now. Yeah. That one's got a gut on it right there. That's one of the bigger ones we've hooked this morning, y'all. At least weight-wise anyway. I don't know about the length, of course, but I didn't bring my measuring board. I only bring it in tournaments because I don't care nothing about measuring fish otherwise. Come here. Don't you not tear up my thumb anymore. Your friends have already got me, fish there. They've already tore me up today. Bear with me a second here, folks. I'm trying to get this hook out. We're going to give this some front camera time, though. Trying not to bend this hook, getting it out. It's hooked in an odd place here. It seems like when I get them in that bottom jaw, that's when I have the most trouble. There we go. Make sure I didn't bend it. Oh, it still looks good. Number one, folks, tiny, tiny hook. But you don't need a big hook for catfish, contrary to popular belief. We've proved that a lot. Yeah, we laid this thing across the kayak here. So my kayak is 36 inches wide. So if we got him straightened out there, he's over 34 inches for sure. 34 to 35 inch range. That's a dang good channel cat, man. Hell, that's a dang good catfish of any species. You get one 34, 35 inch range. Okay. There it is. That's what we come to Sandusky Bay to catch. All right, see ya. I got rid of him before he could bite into my thumb. I'm already raw, and we still got a day and a half left to fish here, folks. All right. Yeah, that was a good fish right there. I mean, that was a good quality fish on that small threadfin shad. The threadfin is getting it done today. I mean, I guess we could throw out another big bait at some point, but I don't really see a need for that. I got way more smaller baits than I do bigger baits, so we may just go ahead and save our bigger baits for tomorrow, because if maybe it's a different bite tomorrow and we need them, we'd have them. Maybe this afternoon even. Hell, it might change then. I might have to switch over to a bigger bait then. But right now, I mean, they're eating these threadfin that are 3 inch range. And I'm just seeing, you know, it's just incredible. I'm seeing all of this right under us. Right there under us, man. And yet we're not getting anything on that suspended rod. I mean, nothing. When we cast out 20 feet, let it sit there on bottom, we'll have another one hooked up in no time. I mean, ain't that crazy? Absolutely crazy, man. But yeah, folks, I don't care. I mean, in a tournament, obviously, and our kayak catfishing tournaments go by length, not weight. So you have to care in that situation. And if you're not getting the length of fish you need, even if you're on a pile of fish, you got to move on. Although it would be interesting to know our longest 5 fish today, just sitting here, even though I wouldn't want to carry a board with me for no reason, it would be nice to know. I mean, that last one there, probably somewhere, it was at least 34 inches just based on the width of my bore, my kayak here. So, I mean, if you end up with 5 like that, that's a pretty good score. But I just don't care. Normal situations and stuff, I don't care how long a fish is or how much it weighs. I never weigh fish, and I've addressed that a few times through the years of why I don't weigh fish. But just the other day, I was going through some Facebook stuff, and somebody was asking me why I don't ever weigh them. And I'll tell you all again, for those of you maybe new to my channel, like, first off, I've never caught a fish big enough to justify weighing it. Like, I've caught some big fish, but I've never caught one that I felt compelled to weigh because I thought maybe I might have a state record or something. Like, I've never gotten one that big. So that would be my only reason to weigh a fish, is because I think I have a potential record, right? So that's number one. Number two, how would I How would I get an accurate weight by myself in a kayak? Because let's walk you through what you got to do. We got to get the fish up here. We got to land it, right? Now we got to put it on a scale. We either got to run that hook on the scale through its lip, or do what's better for the fish, put the fish in the net, and then lift the whole net up. That way the fish is more supported, not just on its jaw. That's the better way to do it, right? So we're going to stand up to do this, because we can't do it sitting down. We're going to have to stand up, lifting a fish that's, I mean, if I'm weighing it, it's got to be at least 80 pounds, right? Like, I'm not going to be weighing anything smaller than that. It's got to be something that you think has a potential to be a 100+ pounder. So you're going to stand up, balancing on a kayak with wind, boat wake, whatever's going on that particular day. Who knows what kind of water conditions you've actually got. You're standing up, you're trying to balance yourself while holding this giant fish, which may be flopping, and you're sitting there trying to hold that scale, which is a huge heavy weight anyway from the fish. Then think about this, folks. You've got to hold that scale out from you a little ways to be able to read it, right? To be able to see the screen of what weight is popping up. Well, try this right now. Go, if you got a kid who weighs 50, 60, 80 pounds or whatever, go grab your child and long arm it. Like, try picking your kid up that weighs 80, 100 pounds, whatever. Get up under its armpits and pick it up, but keeping your arms and elbows straight out where you could pretend you're reading a scale. Good luck with that. That's a lot of weight for your arms to be extended out that far. If you're picking up something heavy, you want to use your biceps. You want to keep it close to your chest. And it's just not practical. And even if you're able to do that while standing up, balancing in a kayak, the scale is going to be, you're going to be wobbling around. The scale is going to be wobbling around. You're not going to get an accurate weight in that situation. Then, whatever weight you get, if you're weighing a fish, it's so you can tell other people about how much your fish weighed, right? Like, you're probably not doing it for your own personal self. Like, you're going to get on social media. So if I posted on social media that I caught pick the weight, who cares, 50 pounds, 80 pounds, whatever, everybody's going to come out of the woodwork to call you a liar. And it's not even that they care. It's just how fishermen are, trying to tear other people down. We talked about that earlier. But what they're going to do, and this is a problem, this kind of thing just annoys the hell out of me. What you get in those situations are you get other fishermen who apparently aren't getting enough attention on their own. They want to try to hijack your post so that they can share their own pictures. And what they'll do is they'll be like, I see it all the time. Somebody will post like, oh, I caught a 50 pounder today. And they'll have their picture of that fish they caught. And people will be down in the comments and be like, well, that's not a 50 pounder. This is a 50 pounder. And then they post their picture. And that's all they really wanted to do in the begin with. They didn't care about that other person's fish. They weren't there to congratulate them or say nice job. Hell, they might not even, they probably don't even think about how much that fish the person's holding actually weighs. No, they just wanted an opportunity to try to share their own picture. And they did it in kind of in a asshole type way. And I see that all the time. And I don't like dealing with assholes. I don't like dealing with people at all. Hell, I don't even like dealing with nice people, let alone jerks. I mean, that's why you can't comment on my YouTube channel here. It's bad for business, because when people lash out at me, I lash out for them, and then YouTube's going to punish me for that. I'm going to be the one to violate community guidelines, their policies and stuff, because I'm lashing out at somebody who lashed out at me. So it's best to not even have it. Don't even have it there. It ain't good for anybody that I have comments. But on other social media platforms like Facebook, you can't turn them off. So I'm forced to be subjected to it. So I try not to put myself in situations. Well, I say that. I do sometimes with me posting videos of me using crappie for bait or bass for bait or whatever is going to trigger people. Sometimes I've been known to do that. So I can't say that I don't do that because I have done it, but I don't like doing it. If I'm doing it in that situation, it's so I can get some extra clicks and put some extra dollars in my pocket. But me posting a picture of a fish and saying, well, this fish weighed 56.2 pounds, that does nothing for me. That's not going to be good for business, and it's just going to prompt all them people to call me a liar so they can just have an opportunity to post their own fish. And yeah, I have no business in it. I have no interest in it. So I don't weigh them. I don't even try. Again, I've never in my life, I've never caught a fish worth weighing. I've never. Even my biggest catfish ever was in the video titled Holy Catfish from several years ago. I think it was 2019 I caught it. Even that fish, it's the biggest one I've ever caught. It's a big blue cat. Wasn't worth weighing. Even if I had had a scale with me, I still wouldn't have weighed it. It wasn't worthwhile because it wasn't anywhere close to a state record. I don't know how big it was. I couldn't even take some people just want me to guesstimate. I can't even really guesstimate, honestly, because I don't weigh them. I don't have a frame of reference to look at. I can't look at a fish and be like, oh, well, that fish weighs 30 pounds because I've weighed all these other comparable sized fish that turned out to be 30 pounds. Like, I can't even do that. I can't even guesstimate because I don't ever do it. But I just don't have any interest in it, man. I just don't care. The only thing I care about, I'm about to care about reeling in a fish here, I think. Nope. My eyes were deceiving me. I thought the line was swimming, but it was not. Now, the only thing I care about is a fish's length if I'm in a tournament. If I'm not in a tournament, I really don't care. Now, today would be interesting to know, just because we have a tournament coming up that I would maybe consider fishing if the weather turns out to be decent that weekend. It would be interesting to know what our best 5 fish would be today so I could kind of compare to past tournaments and see where we would potentially land if things were similar. But I'll keep a small board with me sometimes. So if I'm catching crappie and I want to keep them, I got to make sure they're over the limit. And I will too. I'll measure bluegill. If I'm ultralight fishing and I catch one that's 8+ inches, I'll throw it on the board. But that's simple and quick to do. You know, like if you're measuring an 8-inch bluegill, hell, that don't take 10 seconds to pull out your measuring board and sit there and throw it on there and whatnot. But when you're measuring fish that are these channel cats today, 30+ inches, well, you got to have we use a musky bumper measuring board for the tournaments. That's a 60-inch board. Folds in half. Like, you got to carry that big board out here with you. It takes up a lot of space. And in this particular kayak, the Hobie Lynx here, I don't have a lot of space. There's nowhere to put stuff. I mean, hell, this net right here laying across the front takes up a lot of space. Behind me here, I've got the cooler, and I brought the Yeti with me because I wanted to not have to buy more ice walls up here. But it takes up the whole back area. I got a little space here to put my camera bag. Of course, this bag on my seat here. There's no space in this kayak for extra stuff. So I don't want to carry anything that's not absolutely essential with me. And that's one of the perks of this kayak, honestly, because the weight. I don't need a trailer. I can launch it anywhere. Now, over here today, it didn't matter so much because it's a boat ramp. But traveling up here, though, so much easier not having to pull a trailer. You know how hard it is and you truck drivers out there, I got a lot of truck drivers that watch these videos. Listen to them when you drive. Like, you know how it is. You're stuck in traffic, interstate construction, wreck, whatever. You need to get over, change lanes. You know how much easier it is when you're not pulling a trailer? It's so much easier. So being that this is a smaller kayak, you're limited on the gear you can carry, but it has a lot of advantages to it as well. And so I prefer traveling with this kayak, and I just want to keep things simple. And honestly, when I keep things the simplest, those are some of my best trips. I mean, they're some of my most fun, most memorable trips. Like, it's just, there's something to the simplicity aspect of it. We can complicate the hell out of everything. I'm notorious for it. I mean, I've rigged out kayaks that are, hell, at one point on my Hobie Pro Angler, I had the motor, live scope. I had, at one point, and when I first got the live scope, I had it and a regular graph, both on there. You carry a bait tank, ton of gear. Like, you know, do you need all that stuff? I mean, we're doing pretty damn good today with a clearance model 5-inch graph that we don't even have a map card in. Well, I mean, we do, but it don't function today because we don't have the right card. Like, we're doing pretty damn good out here today with 2 rods and this. And honestly, do we even need this right now? No. We're seeing a bunch of fish on there that we can't catch. Now, we needed it in the beginning when we were dragging because we needed to monitor our speed. We wouldn't have been able to know how fast we were going without it. But now that we're just sitting here, hell, we don't need it. So you can have a lot of success fishing without all the gadgets and bells and whistles and tin rods and planer boards and GPS motors and all that crap. Like, you can have success fishing without it. And some of my most fun and most memorable trips are days where I've took very little, whether it's in this kayak or other kayaks that I've had. Those are some of my most memorable trips. So I'm trying to do more of that. Especially this year, most of my trips you've seen have been in this kayak. Now, the last videos you saw there was me doing the carp trips in my Hobie Pro Angler. And, you know, that kayak is, because of that power pole setup, which is another gadget, one of the things, like, it is easier for me to carp fish in that kayak for sure because of that setup. But, like, most of my trips this year have been in this. Now, I do have another kayak coming very soon. Maybe I have it by the time this video comes out next week. I don't know. It's supposed to be getting it sometime mid to late June is what I was initially told. So anytime now, I should be getting a shipping notification. I can't really tell you anything about that kayak at this point. The company, it's a new kayak, brand new model. They're sending it to me. So I'm getting a free kayak out of this, y'all. It's a pretty good deal for me. But it's launching at ICAST in July. That's when they're going to release it to the public. And they have made me sign an NDA that I'm not going to share any pictures or videos of it prior to it being released there at the ICAST fishing conference, which I can't remember when ICAST is. I think it's the second week of July. But they're sending it to me early so I can be filming with it and have some stuff ready to go when it releases. They want me to release the footage right there around ICAST when they let it be known to the world they're coming out with a new kayak. So I'm going to be getting it soon, and I'll, whether I like it or not, who knows? I don't know anything about this new kayak, honestly. They haven't told me anything. They reached out by email. I had a phone conversation with the fella, the representative of the company, and he was lining up some influencers to do some video stuff with this new kayak. And he was point blank with me. He was like, I really, at this point in time, I can't tell you anything about this kayak. Like, I'll try to answer questions that I can for you, but I really can't tell you anything. And really the only thing he would tell me, he said it was lightweight and it was different than anything this particular company had done before. So what does that mean? Like, when I think of lightweight, this is what after being in the Hobie Lynx now, like when I think of lightweight, this is what I think of. This hole is 47 pounds. I think it's 45 or 47. Oh, we got a fish here, folks. Hell, our line has swam up behind us. Hell, our line's under. Oh, he's gone now. He come free. He didn't get our bait though. Let's send it back out. That fish had took our bait, swam all the way up here, got under us. We had all that slack there. I didn't know about it. But yeah, the guy says, he says, it's lightweight and different than anything they've done before. So I'm like, well, what is lightweight? Because he wouldn't tell me the exact weight. And honestly, he may not know yet. The final specs of this thing, because it's brand new, the final specs may not have come in. But like, lightweight to me is this Hobie Lynx, which is 45 or 47 pound whole weight, and then you add the seat and the pedals, it makes it, I think, 65 pounds. That's lightweight to me. So is it going to be comparable or lighter than this? Or when they say lightweight, do they just mean that it's lighter weight than their other kayaks? Because this particular company, most of their kayaks are pretty heavy. So in theory, they could knock 20 pounds off of the average weight and it still be way heavier than this. You know what I mean? Like, it could be lightweight for them, but still be heavy for most other kayaks on the market. So who knows? And then it's like, well, it's something different than they've ever done before. What does that mean? Like, I don't even know what to think about that. Is it a whole new kayak design, never been done by anybody before? Is it something that other companies are doing and they're just making their version of it? Like, I have no idea. And I asked a bunch of questions. I had all kinds of stuff I wanted to know. And every time the guy would be like, well, I can't really tell you that. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. Or, boy, I'd love to tell you, but I can't. So, I mean, I have no idea what I'm going to be getting, folks. Honestly, I don't. Is this a paddle kayak? Is it a pedal kayak? I know he would tell me that it is motor ready. Both bow mount and stern mount motor ready. So we know it's going to be it's going to be capable of handling a motor. It's apparently going to have a high enough weight capacity to be able to support the motor. But is it going to have pedals too? I don't know. I really don't know a damn thing. So I guess it's going to be a surprise when I get it. I had to, after the phone conversation, agreed to everything. They sent over an NDA a few days later. It's 3 pages of legal mumbo jumbo. And I had done a channel members video and mentioned this new kayak on the channel members video. And one of my channel members, Ryan McEwen, he had a great idea. He said, Justin, you ought to take that NDA and put it into ChatGPT and have it analyze it for you. See what your potential exposure is if I mess up. And I did that. And boy, they have worded that thing as such to pretty much break it off in me for any reason. I mean, it's definitely not, it's definitely one-sided NDA for the company, not for the individual content creator like myself, which I get, you know, like, I totally understand where they're coming from because, oh, we got a fish here. We got a fish here. Get it, y'all, get it. We're gonna reel in another one. Here we go again. This one here, hopefully we can stay hooked up. That other one, he come up under the kayak. We had all that slack in the line I couldn't get under control, and he just got off. I think that's really, though, that last one that came off, is that the first one that we've lost today? Like that? Like, we've had I don't want to jinx it, but we've had a pretty good day with hookups. Like, I feel like we've been getting solid hookups all morning. I've got a lot of confidence in these hooks. Okay, let's see what we got here. I don't think it's going to be a very big one. Not like some of our others, but it's another bite. Yeah, it's a smaller one here. We'll go ahead and pop him in that net anyway, just because. All right, channel cat. Yeah. All right. Yeah, buddy. We are cooking with Crisco once we got anchored down, man. Anchored down on these fish. That has been the ticket. I am going to do some more stuff this afternoon, though. When I come back out after lunch, I'm going to poke around a little bit some more and see if we can catch some on the move, maybe. Get out of here, channel cat. Lord, he tore up my thumb good, buddy. He got me. My thumb's going to be plumb raw when I go home tomorrow. I'm going to have a sore thumb the whole drive back. Yeah, another bite though, buddy. Let's grab us another shad. But yeah, like, you know, I get, these are some smaller ones there. Let's put a couple, 3 of them on there maybe. We ain't tried that yet. Use the smaller shad, but put 2 or 3 of them on. We'll do that now. But I get the company wanting to protect things. They've put a lot of money into research and development and making the molds for the kayak. And if it truly is something different and innovative, then they're going to want to protect that as long as they can before some other company sees it and rips it off. And I'm sure they've got their patents in place and whatnot, but you know how it is. That kind of thing, it happens in the fishing industry all the time. Something comes out, and even if a person has a patent on it, it still gets ripped off. And, you know, because I mean, it costs, especially a small company, this is a larger kayak company here that I'm talking about, but like a small company, even if they've got a patent, they have legal protection, but it costs a lot of money to pursue damages against the company that's ripped you off. It's going to take a long time and a lot of legal fees, and a lot of small businesses just don't have it. So stuff gets ripped off all the time. And so for a company like this kayak company, if they're coming out with something that's truly innovative and something that's truly different, they're going to want to keep it under wraps as long as they can. The longer they can keep other companies from finding out about it until they're actually able to launch it and get it in the public's hands, the longer runway they're going to have before it gets ripped off. Because if they can keep everything under wraps and that kayak gets released, and this kayak, one question I asked that did get answered. I asked him when it's coming out. Because sometimes you see stuff released at ICAST, which happens every summer. It's always in July. And a company will have a demo model out there, a prototype, but the actual finished product won't come out to the following spring. So I was like, is this kayak coming out now, or is it going to be next spring? He said it's coming out now. Right after they launch this thing at ICAST, it's going to be at dealers. So they can show it there at ICAST and be sell them in the meantime. And it'll take companies a while to catch up at that point. If they can keep if they've been able to keep everything a secret, companies will have a harder time. They're going to have a longer runway, I should say, of being able to sell it before the next company comes along and makes something similar to it. So I hope it turns out to be something worthwhile. I hope it's truly lightweight and not just lighter than their other kayaks. Did we just get our suspended rod hit? We did. I felt it thump, and our line is out there just, I think he dropped it. No, he's back. I'll be damned. We finally got the suspended rod hit after all this time. My favorite way to catch fish. We finally got one to eat a suspended bait. This is the most fun way to catch them, folks, because you got such short line out. I mean, 14 feet, we got 12 foot of line out. It's, even on small fish, this is fun. This is my favorite way. This is what you see me doing at home all the time. I love fishing like this. Yeah. Old channel kitty. Got him a suspended bait. First one on the, we've had that suspended line out for a while now too. And just nothing happening with it. I'm gonna gamble here and try to not net this fish. See you, buddy. How you going? Yeah. Finally, y'all. Let's grab another. It's a small shad here. We'll just do one on this one since we got the 3 on the other over there. So yeah, we'll see what this kayak turns out to be. We'll get it. I hope I like it. I hope it's something new and innovative and different and truly lightweight. I would love to see a kayak company use a different material other than plastic. But that may be wishful thinking. I mean, plastic's probably the cheapest for them. Although with the oil situation, with the whole Iran deal and whatnot, like plastic, I mean, what is plastic made of? It's oil-based. So the cost of plastic is probably going to be increasing along with the gas and everything else, I would imagine. So who knows? Who knows? We'll know soon when I finally get this thing. After I signed the NDA, they said they'd be back in touch with me soon with some more information about the kayak. So I assume before they ship it, I will probably get some kind of promotional marketing material from them, right? Like they're going to want me to do some talking points. They're going to have some way that they want to sell this thing, right? Like they're going to have some idea of who the actual customer is going to be. Not just random kayak fishermen, but probably some segment of the kayak fishing industry is who they're really going to key in on, I would assume. And I would imagine they'll give me some kind of marketing material of certain things they want me to say or emphasize or whatever. So I should be hopefully getting that soon, and hopefully getting the kayak soon. And then even though I won't be able to show you or tell you anything specific about it until after I cast, I can hopefully maybe tell you some things that it's not, you know, like if it's not a paddleboard style, I could say it's not a paddleboard style. I'm not telling you anything specific about it. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. Is it going to be a paddleboard style? Is it going to be an inflatable? Is it going to be like a skiff? Is it going to be a regular kayak that's just a completely different material that makes it lightweight? Is it going to be a regular kayak but just some new features or designs on it? Like I honestly, after the conversation with the representative of the company, I don't really know what to think because again, he couldn't tell me anything. All he would tell me, it's lightweight and different than anything they've done before. And I have no idea what either of those statements mean. It could be, who knows, you know? Like, who the heck knows? So, yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out soon. I feel like maybe our bite here is kind of slacking off. Do you feel that? Like I don't feel, I mean, I've been sitting here flapping my gums, but I feel like we had a wave of activity. But over the last 30 minutes or so, I feel like we've gotten fish in the last 30 minutes, but like I feel like we're not getting bit as frequently. You think the fish have maybe, I don't think they've moved on because I'm still seeing stuff here. Tons of stuff. But I don't know. Are they shutting down? Or are those we're seeing there on the screen, or maybe they're not even catfishing? I don't know. I got to clear my nose again. We're coming up on the end of this video, of this session anyway, because of the battery situation. As soon as we get done, you know the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to blow my nose, and it's going to feel delightful. But yeah, I think when we finish up here, when the battery craps out here, I don't know if I want to troll around a little bit with the plugs, those flicker shads there that I brought. Or maybe I pull anchor, drag one, suspend one maybe. I don't really know what I want to do next. I want to get some lunch. I'm hungry. But I'll probably fish a little while longer out here. Maybe try something different and then go get some lunch and then come back later this afternoon. I'll go over here and get something to eat and check out this Walmart. See if I can find Series 16, get them Steiner brothers, get the Hurricane and Rob Van Dam. Got to look for some He-Man figures too. I'm into the action figures, man. Midlife crisis is still going strong in me. I guess my wife's going through it too. She's been into the Legos. Apparently while I'm in the toy department, I need to look for her new Lego sets that just came out recently. She likes the flowers, Lego flowers. They look pretty good. I can't do Legos. It's not my thing. But my wife loves it. Initially she was sitting at the kitchen table doing it. But now she bought this thing and it sits on her lap. It's like padded on one side. It's got a board on the other with some boxes. And she sits there and puts her Lego pieces in them boxes so she don't lose them. And she sits there and builds it while she's sitting on the couch with that thing on her lap. That's her hobby. That's what she's been into. I called her last night. That's what she's sitting there doing. I really hope I get to sleep tonight at normal time. This hotel, man, it's a Comfort Inn, but it's like the biggest Comfort Inn I've ever seen in my life. I mean, they must get a lot of business to have that many rooms. It's huge. And the room they've got me in is kind of close to the pool too, so that could be a problem potentially. If there's a bunch of kids out there yelling and hollering, but there really wasn't very many cars in the parking lot today. I guess they just had everybody down the same set of rooms there, the same line in the hallway. But there really wasn't as many cars as I have seen up here in the past when I've come. Probably because it's a weekday. I bet it'd probably fill up on the weekend. Yeah, where we at on? Yeah, our camera, we're about done for on the battery anyway here, folks. We'll give it just a few more minutes here if we can, and then I'm gonna pull this anchor and figure out something, fish a little while longer, and we'll see what the afternoon holds after that. I'll probably, when I get back this afternoon, I'll probably anchor fish some more. I mean, anchor fish. I'm probably going to drag some more this afternoon is what I meant to say. I kind of want to see, I think dragging with 2 rods in this kayak is just going to be a problem. I think if we're going to drag, it's probably going to have to be a 1 rod deal. Otherwise, we're just going to end up spun around, and especially like the first 2 fish we got today when we doubled up dragging, like that was, it turned out better than it could have. But it's turned into an awesome morning session here though, folks. I'm happy with how things have gone. I'm impressed with how today has gone. Started out slow, but we ended up catching several fish out here in a short time. They were stacked up here. Just this area here between these 2 jetties or whatever they're called. And I've caught fish every time I've come up here in the past in this area. Of course, last year I done well in the tournament, going back and forth between right through here. But just going bridge to bridge, trolling back and forth, I've caught fish before when I've come up here, so it's easy access. I mean, I hate paying $15 to launch, but you know, that's part of it. Sometimes you go places, everybody wants to put their hand in your pocket. Nice day though, man. I picked a good time to come up here. The wind, minimal. I don't think it's last year, but I think the year before. The wind kicked up toward the second half of the tournament, and I was in my Hobie Pro Angler, and I had a whole hole full of water when we got done. I mean, it was just, the kayak was filled with water because it was so choppy. I was taking so much water over the bow. One thing nice about this kayak in particular, if I do get in choppy conditions, the water comes over, it drains right out. There's no internal storage, no hatches, there's nowhere for water to get in. And even if you get a hole in the kayak, which I've done, I've had 3 holes there in the back I patched recently. I did a channel members video showing that. It's just foam inside here, so there's nowhere for water to really get into, you know. All right, folks, so our batteries, it's in the red. We ain't got much longer, and we've went a spell now. I mean, the bite really slowed down this last 30 minutes or so, I feel like. Maybe I'm imagining that, but like it seems like it's slowed down. But anyway, y'all, I think we're going to wrap up the morning session here. I'm going to pull anchor. I may troll these plugs a little while. Then maybe catfish again for a little bit, and then we'll get out of here, go get some lunch. I'm going to come back this afternoon. Probably not going to film this afternoon. I think I'm just going to enjoy a little me time. But I am going to try to film tomorrow morning before I roll out of here. So hopefully we'll get, if all goes well, we'll get 2 videos out of this trip, hopefully. So anyway, y'all, thanks for joining me on this trip. Sorry it was a dud for the first hour, but I feel like hours 2 and 3 made up for it. At least it did for me anyway. I'll see you tomorrow.